Good morning, Tradeify Nation, and welcome to another edition of Tradeify TV. It is Tuesday, July 15th, 2025. It is 60 minutes before the New York opening bell, which means it's time for us to help get you ready for your trading day. We're going to do some abbreviated introductions this morning because we got news that just hit, and so we'll swing it around in just a minute to Miriam to talk about what's going on the NQ chart right now after the inflation news. And then we'll come back and let you know what we got going on for the day. But in the meantime, let me kick it over to my man, Swiss Nick, Mr. YT himself. How we doing, Nick?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Miriam. Good morning, Tradeify TV. I'm excited for another day. It's going to be good. We have a couple guests today. We have Coach Tank coming on. We have Joey Morgan coming on. We have giveaways. So it's going to be a jam-packed day. But as usual, let's kick it off with our one and only Matcha Mommy.
What's up, guys? Good morning. Welcome to Tradeify TV. My name is Miriam, as you guys know, and we are so excited for today. We have a jam-packed week, actually, not just today, but yes, news just came out, actually, and we're just gonna get right into it, guys. Before we do that, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel so we can continue providing more value to you guys. But let's take a look at what happened here, guys. What happened in the overnight? Not just the overnight, but this news candle that came in. I know we talked about having a jam-packed week, but we got this nice push on the NASDAQ and ES in the overnight, actually. I'm going to do my little analysis and then I'll have Nick kind of go over the data numbers here. But, you know, we held this 23,000 level beautifully here. You can see last night. I actually don't know if data came out here because this was a very, very strong bullish candle on this 1 hour chart here on the NASDAQ. Same thing with ES here. We had this nice hold of the buyer zone. So, you know, we had this nice push and, you know, now we're just kind of hovering. We tapped right at 23,200. Matt, why don't you go over the numbers that came out here?
Yeah, so absolutely. I was just putting them in our chat so we could all see them. So basic, we had CPI and core inflation. CPI month over month coming in exactly as expected. CPI year over year coming in 0.1 more than expected, 2.7 expecting 2.6. Month over month CPI core actual coming in at 0.2, expecting 0.3, and CPI core year over year actual coming in 2.9, expecting 3.0. So everything kind of in line. And I guess when we're talking about inflation, expected is probably, I would say as positive a news as it can be, right? Unless you're going to blow away the numbers with much. We know inflation's still going on. It seems to be over the past few months, mostly, I don't want to say in control, but it seems to be leveling off a little bit. Although the Fed and Fed speakers yesterday were still expressing a little concern as far as inflation and when companies begin. This is one of the reasons earnings are going to be so important. Companies are finally beginning to deal with some of the early tariffs that were talked about and or implemented within the last couple of months, and we'll kind of be forced to talk about some of the deadlines coming up. So I would rate this news as slight to mild positive, that it's in line. I wouldn't label it as exceedingly positive, and I also wouldn't label it as negative. So it seems more and more, a lot of the numbers coming out over the past few months are a lot more in line with expectations. And that means a lot of the price action is going to be priced in. But we had a really nice candle pop there for a little while coming off the 23,200 level. But yeah, Nick, why don't you take a look at the overnight action here and kind of let us know what some key areas we need to be watching for as we keep going.
Let's do it. Yeah, that news candle actually also made a new all-time high there at 23,204.50. As for the overnight session, I mean, we had this ridiculous meme coin pump again here. NQ behaving like a meme coin again at 9:30 yesterday night. We went up from the 23K level up to 23,174. So like an 174 point push. Matt, I'm not sure, was there any news regarding that? Because that was like gnarly.
Well, my news feed doesn't run basically from about 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. local time. I guess the guy who does the squawk actually just sleeps for 6 hours a night. But I don't necessarily see anything. And I saw that when I first woke up too. And I was checking everything and I didn't see a lot. Might have just been a couple of buy programs kicking in. But, you know, yesterday we had some decent but choppy movement before we kind of barcoded out for the last hour of the show. But boy, Take a breath, guys. Everybody take a breath. It's already been a hectic morning for me. My internet's already been winking in and out. Thankfully, last week I invested in a backup T-Mobile system that I was actually prepping for the show on, and it seemed to work pretty well. So if I drop for a minute or two, that's just me kicking over to the backup system. But yeah, thanks, Spectrum. Another exciting morning. Thanks to you assholes. But anyway,
yeah. So here's the thing. Like that move to the upside still left a gap here. From the 23,039 level down to the 23,010. So we have about a 20-point gap right here. We came back there, pushed back up to the 23,170 level, and then had a pretty slow London session, unfortunately for me. Look at this. Like that was my London session here from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. EST. Was literally nothing happening. So I did take like a small short for like 10 points, but it's not even worth mentioning it. It was awful. Anyways, it's now looking more exciting with that pump from the CPI push, right? We have the new all-time high at 23,204. And yeah, we're now, I'm guessing, eating up that candle again, that news candle. So as for the levels for today, what I do have marked out here is obviously the previous week high, sitting here right at 23,112. Then we have the previous day high, which is sitting here at 23,066.50. And then right below, we have the daily open, as well as obviously that gap that I just mentioned. So these are my key levels for the day. If we go to the downside, and then obviously to the upside, it's unknown territory because we have never been at that price level. So we're gonna just see and see how it reacts. Miriam, why don't you go over ES from here?
Yeah. Okay. So we're sitting at an interesting key level here on ES. So this is actually previous all-time highs on ES that we're hovering above, and you guys can see this is a nice double top that we had on Thursday, July 3rd, and then just last Thursday. So seeming to be a Thursday sort of double top action that we're getting here, but we did get this nice push above, made a new high on the CPI data, but now we're getting you know, kind of a trying to hold this zone right now. So what I would be looking for, obviously, in this scenario, and this is the 4-hour chart. Let me just move to the 1-hour chart so you guys can really see this nice trend line that we're getting here on ES, holding very well, which is in conjunction with VWAP right now. So we do have some levels of confluence here that are holding on ES. However, I would want to see us really start to hold this 333 area. And unfortunately, my book maps and switching between the charts here is not working today. So I'm just going to walk through what I see on book maps. We do have some sellers sitting at that 63.35 area on ES, but we do have some support sitting at 63.25. So that's going to be right at that area that we wicked right to, which is also VWAP. So I would expect or hope that we find acceptance for bulls above the 63.35 area. So that's what I'll be looking for ES. Otherwise, if we come down and break this trend line here, we're breaking 325. We have room down to this you know, pivot high that we got at 315. This was also a previous resistance zone, previous all-time high as well that we had a couple weeks ago. So we could be seeing this 315 area in you know, in the works here if we come back down below 325. If we continue further, we still have this 1 hour, I believe this is actually a 4-hour demand zone that I just put into place here, but this is a 4-hour demand zone. Let me just go to the 4-hour to confirm. Yep, that's a 4-hour demand zone. So we could possibly hold at this 310. These areas on ES are going to be very key levels. Okay, these areas are not just like psychological levels. Typically every 5 points on ES, 5 to 10 points is a psychological level on ES. We are holding this level right now, but these are not, you know, these are not by coincidence, guys. So, you know, we do have this 1-hour demand zone sitting right at that 310 level. 310 and 315 have been those two levels on ES that have been in play a lot in the week. And you guys can see, if you guys just look back on your charts, you can see every single time we'd come to this 310, resistance, broke out, and then we came back, resistance, came back, resistance. So these areas have been really key levels. So I would assume, or expect that if we break down below this 325, we could test at least 315 and possibly 310 and maybe get a reaction here. Otherwise, we continue down. 300 also is a key level on ES. So again, these are going to be pretty clean levels on ES. I would assume that, we could find some reaction at. NASDAQ is going to be a little bit, more interesting in terms of, these levels. So right now, we are holding this 136 area on the NASDAQ, and I did see actually some buyers sitting there at that level as well. So there don't seem to be there anymore. But right now, those key levels are pretty much going to be every 100 to every 50 point on the NASDAQ. So you can see here, this 100 level was previous resistance, right, or previous all-time high. And then we broke through it just now, in the overnight session. And now we are just hovering above it. So if we come back down, below VWAP sitting at this 135 area, 100 is definitely going to be in play, guys. So I would watch for this area to be, previous all-time high to hold as support and then get us the push above. I don't expect, considering the numbers that we got, I don't expect, a massive move to the downside today. However, anything can and will happen in the market. You guys all know that. But we do have this nice demand zone at the 4-hour. If we do break this 100, we could come down and retest this 23,050 area. And you guys can see here, nice little basing candle before we got a push on the 4-hour. And if I go down to the 1-hour here, you guys can see that level held really well. We had this push up and then, a rejection, nice rejection, but we did hold this demand zone. So this is what I'd be looking at, guys. This is what I'll be looking at. I don't expect any, honestly, I would expect follow through with this sort of move. If we do come down, I would be shocked to see us actually breaking this 23,050 area on the NASDAQ and then continuing further. Because if we continue further than that, obviously that's not going to look very good for the bulls. We come down below 23,050, we break this 23,000 area. Actually, this is going to be also a key level. And if we break 23,000, we have room. We have room down to this 22,900. And then anything below 22,900, I think gets really serious. If we come down to this 800 level, this 800 level is going to be key. I think if we see 800, and I'm not saying this is going to happen today, this is just a general analysis. If we see 800, we have room down to 600. So it's going to look really, really nasty if we come down and really test these zones. And I'm going to be very watchful for getting real bearish if we start to test these areas. But again, anything can happen. Have your head on a swivel today, guys, and just make sure you're positioned well for these. I did take a short actually in the pre-market here right before the CPI data came out. Nice little $160 profit on the day. I did actually take another position before that and got stopped out. So I am positive on the day, but these are going to be the levels that I look for today. And I don't know, Matt and Nick, do you guys have any sort of rules for yourself that you set for days like this? Any data rules that you set that are kind of outside the parameters of normal news?
For me, I just don't trade before the news candle. Like anything 50 minutes before the news candle, I don't trade, and anything usually about 15 minutes after, I don't trade. But that's pretty much the only switcheroo I make between these kind of days and the normal days.
Yeah, in general, for me, I love at least local time for me, 7:30 news, right? Because a lot of time, for two reasons. A, provides pre-market liquidity, which usually leads to liquidity during the session. Occasionally, you'll get, and it'll be interesting to see the open today with data, mostly coming in line, how that affects things. But and it's just not during the regular session, so it's one less. It's not like the Fed meeting. It's not like Fed. It's not a lot of the things that come out during the actual New York session. So it's one less risk factor to worry about. And like I said, it generally supplies a good amount of liquidity as far as the day goes. So we talked about yesterday quite a bit on the show how the rest of this week. I'll say this, and y'all can yell at me and curse me out in the chat if we just barcode out for 3 hours. But that I think the rest of this week, starting with today, was going to be some fantastic movement. Now, it doesn't mean it's always tradable. Like yesterday, first hour, we had some insane movement. It wasn't very tradable, right? We were getting these kind of turn on the dime, or 20, 30, 40 point reversals. And for the style, I know the three of us trade a little bit differently, but all of our styles do not allow for 20, 30, 40 handle losses, right? So when you're getting those candles that are basically 80 handle dojis, there's no strategy that can accommodate those. So I'm anticipating and hopeful we will have a little more better movement today, a little more quality movement, a little more momentum based movement that'll allow all of us to catch some trades that we like. I want to take one quick look at gold and oil here before we take a breath and get ready for the open. It's been a hectic first 20 minutes of the show today, guys. But right here I've zoomed in a little bit. It's a 15-minute chart of the GC. So the overnight news is basically taking us down a little bit back to this 3360 level. Next level support's at 3350. I would anticipate us, especially if the markets continue to move up, the NQES, Dow, etc. I would anticipate retesting this 3350 level, maybe as soon as today, more likely in the next day or two. But we now have we're now kind of in a little bit of a range between 3358 and 3372. So basically, we're now turning this run up that we had during yesterday's evening session, and we're turning that into our range for the day. But we do have a little area of consolidation here that we could move back up to if we get a little upside momentum. I don't know that there's going to be a heavy breakout or breakdown, barring some sort of news or something else going on, but we'll see what happens there. As far as oil goes, oil has come back into the 67 level, and it's really holding there after a bit of a decline. I said yesterday on the show I thought we were heading up to 70. Wasn't convinced enough to put on any kind of swing trades, but I thought that's where we were headed. And it's a good thing I didn't, because I was dead ass wrong, although we did get pretty close. We're right back now down to the 67. Don't expect this to be reflected in the pumps around you, because it's definitely not in the pumps around me. But we're down a little bit overnight here. During yesterday's session, and we're basically flat so far in today's session. So not a lot of news to report in gold or oil. We're just kind of range bound there. So everybody, do it with me. Take a breath. Okay. All right. Pretty hectic here, guys. So now I think we can actually finally chat a little bit. How's everybody doing today? Miriam, Nick, how you guys doing? How was your evenings?
Oh, just peachy. I forgot it was Tuesday, actually. I was like, it's Tuesday. And I put on a black tea, and I slightly panicked. I know I slightly panicked a little bit for Nick, because I thought it was Wednesday. But here we are. Yeah, it's been a great morning so far.
One quick thing I want to note on, guys, because we talk about trading itself. We talk about the charts. We talk about areas to watch in the charts, trading psychology, things like that. But there's so much. One of the unique things of trading is there's so much outside the actual trading that can affect your trading. I'm not even talking about all the ins and outs of our personal lives and the goods and the bads. I've told you guys many times in the past, my most dangerous sitting down to trade is actually when I'm in a really good mood, right? Like life is going pretty good. I had a really good night the night before or something like that. That's where I actually need to be more cautious than, not that I don't need to be cautious when I'm in a crappy mood, but thankfully, at least in the past couple of years, I'm in better moods more than I'm in crappy moods. But I have to pay attention to that, right? If I sit down and I'm feeling invincible and feeling, I got this today, that's where the market just kicks me in the teeth or somewhere less pleasant. So, that's stuff that I have to keep an eye on. At the same time, there's things like your trading hardware, and more specifically your internet connection. Literally, I was sitting in talking with Nick. It's about 15 minutes before the show is done. My internet conks out, right? And I have a router down here in the basement that I hardwire into my computer, and it's got a nice little status light on it, so I don't have to guess. If its status light is red, the internet is out. So thanks, Spectrum. However, as I told you guys, I and especially the sterling reputation that most of our ISPs have in terms of quality customer service. I actually invested last week in a T-Mobile backup, right? And as I told Nick, I said it's a $50 a month insurance plan that is well worth it in terms of peace of mind, right? So I was actually connected to that as I was prepping for the show, and it seemed to work pretty well. Although I probably wouldn't pull up Bookmap with that. So guys, if you're doing this for a living and you're in an area where maybe the internet is less than reliable, I know everyone says Starlink, and I guess if you're mobile, maybe if you got an RV, you like RVing around, that's probably an option. It's a lot more expensive, but if you're in an area where they have, I know T-Mobile does, and I think Verizon's doing it as well, where they're these really big hotspots is basically what it is. It's, home internet, but it just runs off the mobile network. I'd highly recommend investing in that if you're someplace that once or twice a month your internet goes out. But because again, obviously, if I lose a day of trading, not the end of the world, but I do enjoy doing this show, and I don't want to, most of our absences are planned on this show. I don't want my co-host to find out I'm not going to be here 5 minutes before the show. That would be a little shitty. So again, things like that, things like having a quality computer to trade off of. Again, you don't need to spend thousands of dollars if you're just getting going. A mid-tier, kind of gaming level laptop and a nice second screen will get you started. Don't go spend $5,000 on. The number of traders over the years that I've met that have spent $10,000 on trading setups before they've even realized how hard this is it's a long list. But yeah, start simple, build from there. But yeah, having some sort of backup internet once you're doing this consistently for profit, I highly recommend.
100%. Also, I tried to do a smooth transition, but hey, there is no smooth transition right now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're gonna do a flash giveaway to just benefit all you guys who are up early with us here on Tradeify TV. So for that flash giveaway, let's get the stream to 250 likes. We're currently sitting at 130. So if you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button. Let's get it to 250, and we're gonna do a flash giveaway for let's do a 50K advanced account. And then later on, we're going to do more, of course. We even have growth accounts. We have straight to funded accounts. We got it all, okay? So smash that like button, and let's do the first giveaway after.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's
do it
do
now.
it.
Do it now.
Do it now. Let's do the giveaway.
Chaos.
What's that chart you have on there, Matt? Is that GC or what is it?
That's CL right now. Yeah,
okay.
I just left this up while I was ranting about internet.
Nice.
So I'm not going to be able to get in. I don't think I'm going to be able to get in too many rants this week. So we got to sneak them in pre-market. So we got tons of guests. We have basically, if you count both the Tank's appearances, we got 6 guests over the next 4 days. So we got Joey Morgan coming later today with Tank. We have Amos coming tomorrow. He'll be making his return as well. Tyler Trades on Thursday, and for all of you that saw, we have T Trades. The man, the myth, the legend himself joining us on Friday. Could not be more excited for that. Tank is also coming on Thursday. Tank Tuesday, Tank Thursday. If it's day that starts in T, we got Tank here. So I'd say that 10 times fast.
Tank.
Tank.
Tuesday.
Everybody wants Tank. He's amazing. But I think we can't really call him a guest anymore at this point, right?
No, Tank's just Tank's like the
resident risk manager.
Yeah, he is. He's the, like you ever, I don't know, when you're growing up, you got your friend groups and all that. And I remember in my friend groups when I was like in middle school, one of my buddies had an older brother who was like in his early 20s and was like, pretty good and successful for that time in our life. Like I said, I was a moron my entire 20s, so I don't compare it. But you really look up to that. We looked up to him and very wise, kind of beyond his years. And that's Tank for me. He's like our trading big brother who comes in and is generally very supportive, but has no problem telling us we're a fucking idiot when we tell it off. So, but when he says it, it's so nice, right? Like. It's not like it's not a what are you doing? It's what have you considered this, right? Yeah. And it's like you reevaluate your entire life when he's talking to you. Like
he's giving you a hug, but also you're being reprimanded at the same time.
He's giving you a hug, but he's not creepy about it. So.
Yeah. He's giving you a hug while wearing an ascot.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Leah and her kids. She's teaching the kids young, already watching Tradeify TV in the morning. I don't know if Drew can pull this up. If he can, he will here in a second. But he just posted an image on X of her kids watching Tradeify TV. So
that's awesome.
Say hi to the kids, Leah.
Boy, well, now that they know how to swear in English, I guess.
Oh, he's gonna get toasted by the kid.
Leia's already teaching them how to.
It's gonna be walking around, ding ding.
Hey, there they
There
are.
they are. That's adorable. Look at
Oh,
that.
That's sweet.
Mhm.
Gotta start them young. Gotta start them
Yeah,
young.
that's it. That's it.
We love to see it.
Nice. We've just made a new all-time high again. 207.25 on NQ.
Yeah, guys,
Absolutely. Rally that back to the top.
we're in uncharted territories here. We are, sitting at all-time highs, and it gets pretty interesting trying to trade these sort of setups. Matt, Nick, do you guys have any sort of strategies going into these sort of days where we are just pushing into all-time highs? Like, how do you trade all-time highs?
I generally don't, to be honest with you.
I do.
Fair. Yeah.
I do. I take the bull flag on all-time highs because usually they work really well for about like anywhere between 15 to 30 points. So I just trail my stop into profit very, very quickly, because you never know, like, where is it going to reject, right? Where is it actually going to reverse, where it's just a pullback? So I just take these quick scalps, like 15, 20, sometimes 30 points, and then that's pretty much it.
Okay.
We'll
Yeah,
see
it's
today.
and I said I don't, but I mean, if I find something, I'll take it. I would prefer a little bit of a pullback and then maybe a run back up towards highs. I think that could that's probably the money setup, at least for me. But again, when we're at all-time highs, I mean, going long at all-time highs is the very definition of chasing, right? And as a reformed chaser, that's something I've struggled with over the years. But then the flip side of that is, who the hell is shorting at new all-time highs, right? So it really is kind of a catch-22. And as technical analysts and as people who all three of us like to go look at charts and what happened the last time we were at certain areas, well, we don't have that right now. So it's kind of one less point of reference that we have, and obviously the more data and points of reference we have to inform our trades, the more confident we're going to be able to make them. So I would like to see maybe a pullback to VWAP after the opener, within the opening 30 to 45 minutes, and see how we do there. Honestly, though, again, guys, the way the markets have gone, nothing will shock me about today. You could tell me we finished 2% down today, I believe you. You tell me we're at 23.5 by the end of the day, I believe you too. So it's just going to be again, the good news is we're going to get some movement, I think, over the next few days. So let's just strap in and enjoy the ride.
Yeah. I also want to hear how you trade them, Miriam. But before you say that, let's actually drop the keyword for the first giveaway, because we did reach that like goal here. We're sitting at 263. So, guys, as usual, the rules for the giveaway are: you have to have liked the stream, you have to be subscribed to the channel, and once I drop the keyword, only type it once. Don't type it twice. Don't type it 3 times, because you are gonna get disqualified. Okay, just once. The keyword for this first flash giveaway for a 50K advanced account is the CPI pump. For that green candle.
One word.
CPI pump. Put it right there in the chat.
Well, everyone's getting that in there. Yeah, it is definitely, it can be tricky trading all-time highs. And that's where, like, these pullbacks are going to be really necessary. I mean, that for me is going to be key. I want to get a good entry, and that's a lot when it comes to futures. You could be, if you have a really tight stop and you get a trash entry, that's going to cost you a stop loss. So you have to be patient on days like this. I for sure am going to be, and I like what you said too, Matt, about, waiting for these pullbacks. I would also love a retest of VWAP. And right now we are sitting well above VWAP. We keep tapping into this 23,200 area, but I would love a retest of this 131, maybe even the 145, 143 area. The reason I'm looking at that is because, this is kind of like a rejection zone that we got on the this is a 1 hour. Yeah. So this is a rejection zone that we got in the overnight session. So I would look for a potential pop into VWAP, but I would hope for the candle to, kind of close us above this 145 zone. On book maps, I don't really see much into the downside in terms of like these major key levels until we get down to like this 23,100. I mean, we do have obviously levels sitting in between. We have 185, 180, 165. So, let's see what we do in the open. And I think patience is really going to be the key here, especially the whole week, right? Like I want to see how we develop this first 15 minutes. I would really love if we stayed in a range. Obviously, we can't always get what we want, but yes, a retest to VWAP, see how we do there. I don't want to see, this massive dump and then we just keep flushing. Obviously, that's going to completely invalidate this long, but yes, I would like a retest to VWAP. ES is going to be also a key player here in looking at how we react to this trend line in VWAP. So I think if ES starts looking weak, it could possibly pull the NASDAQ. We've seen a lot of divergences between ES and NASDAQ lately. So, definitely going to be looking at how the synchronicities are in play with both futures as well.
Yeah. Also, quick information. I see people asking for that in the chat. Today is actually the last day that you can use code TVT for 50% off one-time use, but any account. So if you were planning to get an account, do it today because code TVT is going to get you 50% off. After that, you're only going to have 35% off with code July.
Nice.
Alrighty then.
All right.
Alrighty then.
Oh boy, it feels like a very hectic first half hour here. I was anticipating a hectic show today between the guests and the market action, but boy, we're yeah, my brain is already fried. So thanks for watching another edition of Trade Markets. But boy, I will tell you this is we're running back towards new all-time highs again. Let's see if we can get above that 23,210 level. As I said, guys, I desperately want to pull back into the open. I don't know if we're going to get all the way back down to VWAP because obviously the market has anticipated this CPI news as being positive. But boy, I would like maybe a 40 to 50 point pullback and then a nice good reversal candle or an engulfing candle to take us back to new all-time highs again. Is this going to be a day where we make a new all-time high every 60 to 90 minutes, or is this going to be a day we pull back and we've already put in our high for the day? As they say in the entertainment world, stay tuned.
Yeah, I definitely am hoping for a trend day. It looks like it's trying to set up for one, that's for sure, but everything can change once we open here. So you guys have also been seeing we've been getting rallies, either a pump or a dump in the open, and then a complete reversal of that. So definitely don't try to chase the first move, wait for a pullback, and then look to enter from there. So I think that first 15 minutes is going to be key for me today.
Yep. So Drew, whenever you're ready, feel free to pull up the randomizer so we can pick our winner. How many entries do we have here? We're sitting at 200 is that 81 or 91? 83. Okay, let's wait until we have 300 entries, and then at 300 we're gonna make the randomizer work and get one winner for a 50K advanced account. So
I see people talking about the TVT and the sales guys. I will tell you this, and I am none of us are in the loop or in the conversations about what promotions and sales are going to be coming. But considering some of the things that are coming down the Tradeify pipeline in the next couple of months, 2-3 months, I would anticipate there being some nice promotions and sales going on. So again, no insider information. Don't hold me to that. I just knowing the weight of some of the really cool things coming to Tradeify, it would not shock me if there's some cool promotions. So stay tuned on that.
But only if you subscribe to the channel. So if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to do that right away. Now, Drew, let's pick a winner for the 50K advanced account. The winner is GHA Scalper, Gas Scalper, whatever, however we want to pronounce that. So congratulations, you just won a 50K advanced account. Make sure to type something in the chat really quick. Also, everybody who's still typing CPI pump, you can stop. It's not going to do anything.
Nice.
Leah, yes, we are close to 16K subscribers. Very, very close. So
I know we were just celebrating our 15K mark.
Yeah, it goes fast.
Goes fast.
All right. GHA Scalper, just type something in the chat. Great, that's perfect. Now also make sure to add your email address to your YouTube channel description so we can reach out to you and send you your code, which will happen next week, okay? Please do not ask this week if we're going to send out this code because it's going to be next week because Background Nick is currently on holiday and he will do that next week when he's back. But congrats.
On holiday. It's Tuesday, innit?
Well, you're
I
already
had to do
tank.
it.
Are you tank?
Yeah.
What?
Well, no, but I mean, I had to give it for him, you know.
Well,
He's in
you
the
are
army, so-
you are a bit of a tank when it comes to trading in the queue. I mean, you're just running it over with your tank.
aggressive on all fronts.
I'm not sure that's something you should ever say to a lady. You're kind of a tank.
Well,
Yeah, you're a tank.
a trader, you know? An aggressive
Yeah.
trader. Take it.
Good thing I don't get offended too easily.
You've been doing this show with us for a while now. There's no way you could be offended anymore.
Yeah.
If any one of us would get offended easily, like we would have been, you know, not just fired, but more than that from Tradeify TV, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's all fun and games. It's all fun and games.
Although, Nick, part of me really wants you to go say that to your significant other, lady. Hey, babe, you're a tank.
You're like, what?
and then if you were to really do that, that RIP Nick graphic that we had pulled up for your wing walking may be applicable again.
What? There was an RIP Nick graphic?
There wasn't. I just suggest we found out on Friday that like everything went well at the Cape Out. I said if we don't find out till Saturday and we know everything's good, we're going to title Monday stream RIP Nick and just talk with people over the weekend. But
yeah, no more of those. You're cut off.
yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, yeah, it'll be an interesting open, guys. I think it'll be an interesting open. I feel like, you know, and again, we don't have any levels to the upside. I mean, we do have some sellers sitting on book maps at this 23,000 to, let's call it like 215 area. And then another set of sellers sitting at the 23,250. So, you know, we could possibly have some room up to that 250 area. I'm really trying to zoom out here because, you know, it's tough to say because, you know, we're not really at these levels yet. So these orders could start being pulled in and stacking up right when we, you know, start moving up a little bit. But yeah, I feel like, you know, there's no reason why if we start pushing up, we can't get to the 300s or the 400s. And who knows, you know, like I said, everything can and will happen in the market. And to your point, Matt, if we continue to if we even just dump today and end up like at zero, would I be surprised? No, absolutely not. So, you know, this is where we just react, not try to predict. And we look at what we're given in the markets and we go from there. But right now, NASDAQ really strong compared to ES. You know, we're barely hovering over this previous day high on ES or previous all-time high on ES. So that's going to be a key level. 35 is going to be a key level on ES. But then I really don't see anything kind of stopping us from running this up. 346 is another area on ES that I see. And of course, that is close to where we kind of top there. But 340 and 346 are levels I see on book maps, followed by 348, 350, and 355.
Yeah, I'm just now
increment.
I'm just now getting confident enough to pull my book map back up. I was afraid if I pulled it up a minute ago, I'd crash the internet for all of St. Louis. So I'm trying to.
God forbid.
Yeah, somebody at the Spectrum headquarters needs to pedal faster.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Also, guys, I just looked at the poll here. Actually, today, the bears are taking over. 43% bearish, 37% bullish, and 20% panda. So,
all right.
It's a good day, I guess.
I always love there's just some random fuckery that Drew, when Drew's in charge of the polls, that he throws up there.
It's like, yeah, it seems like yesterday was a cat day. Today's a panda day.
Mm-hmm. I don't have pandas running around.
Is that a raccoon?
Is it a raccoon?
Oh, it's a raccoon.
Oh, okay. On my screen.
We do have raccoons. I could go try to catch one to bring on streams. It was a cat day yesterday. I had a cat. I feel like I need to keep it going.
Wait, does the raccoon mean the market is going to be trash?
That's a good one. Yeah, that's more fitting. That's more fitting. Cat would seem more like maybe chaotic, like barcodey, just like super zoomy.
A panda would be barcoding too, like just chill.
I would say it's more of a cockroach. They're generally useless, and you just want to crush them every time you see them.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be the case too. Could be the case too.
Absolutely.
But I like that we have these different animals in the poll. It makes no sense, but hey, make it make sense, and everybody has their own interpretation. It's like the market. That's what this third emoji is for.
I feel like this is some Oprah level bullshit that we're pulling right now. Like, if the market were an animal, what would it be?
We're taking it back to elementary school days.
Yeah.
What color do you think we'll end on today? Blue, red or green?
Well, and then everybody got to dance their name after that.
I mean, as long as we all look under our chairs and get a free car at the end of everything, I'm good with that. That's
You get a green day, and you get a green day.
And you.
Who was it yesterday? It was capitalizing Green Day in the chat, and I'm like, what's alternative band Green Day have to do with anything?
Oh yeah, we were talking about Green Day for a minute. I don't remember what, but I don't know, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, we have our special guest today coming on, Joey Morgan. He's going to be on in a few minutes here. So make sure you guys are staying tuned here. And we also have Coach Tank coming on later on today as well. So it's going to be a fun day. It's going to be a nice Tuesday. And we're excited. We're only, we're about, what is that? 18 minutes until the open, less than that. So make sure you're buckled in, guys. Let's get focused here.
Yep, let's all also type welcome Joey in the chat, because he's going to be on in a second, as Mary said. But I want to make sure he gets a warm welcome. So welcome Joey in the chat, everybody.
All right, guys. So yeah, we're once we close out this 5-minute candle, just 3 more until the opening session, and yeah, we'll go from there. As soon as we get the okay that Joey's ready, we'll bring him on, and we'll see what he's looking at as we prep for the open. All right, everybody, take a breath. This might be the last time this week we get to do it on this show. So everyone, breathe in, breathe out a couple of times. I will say, while we're waiting to bring him on, though, it is like I will say this. Miriam, you and I have had these conversations before, and Nick, I noticed, making sure you're mentally ready for the trading day is something that's extremely important. And just taking a couple of deep breaths and kind of seeing where your tension levels are is very, very important to do. I remember when I was first getting started, it wasn't something I paid a lot of attention to. And now it's something even though you don't see it on this stream, usually about now is where I'm just kind of taking a couple of deep breaths, just assessing where I'm at mentally, how aggressive I want to be with my trading, and if I'm ready to trade, right? And then those are things that I go through every single day. And again, where's your tension level at, right? You got some shit going on outside of trading that's on your mind, in your head. Make sure you note that, and make sure you understand your mental mindset is really not a thing, but you get what I'm saying. Your mindset going into the open.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to have Joey come on here. Joey, I know you see us in the background. Give us a thumbs up if you're ready to go here. And if you need a couple more minutes, then absolutely fine. I know we're kind of getting ready. All right, we're ready to go. Let's bring on Joey.
Welcome, Joey. Good morning.
What's up?
What's up, Joey?
morning.
Welcome back.
How are we doing?
We're great.
good. How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Happy Tuesday.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How do you like these all-time highs here?
Man, they're hard to trade.
Thank
All-time
you.
highs are hard to trade.
They really are.
Like you want to short, but then you don't want to go against the train, and then it's hard to long up here too, and it's tough, man. It's tough.
I was saying before you came on, I want a nice. I'm not optimistic enough for like a 100-point pullback in the NQ, but I'd love to see about a 50-60 point pullback at the open, and then a nice reversal candle or engulfing, or a bounce off view up. I think that would be, I'll play a move back up to new all-time highs. But yeah, as I said before we came on, buying at all-time highs is the very definition of chasing, and then who the hell's going to short new all-time highs, right?
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, I would love to see a pullback too, honestly. I mean, just keep the trend. Let's keep the trend going to the upside. Just give us a pullback to enter in on and let us ride it,
So in case things get pretty hectic after the open here, Joey, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you?
YouTube and Twitter. I'm most active on YouTube and Twitter. I do almost a video on YouTube every other day at this point. So I'm very active there, and then also on Twitter, I'm posting recaps of trades that I take, my trade calendar, my stats, everything, for full transparency. I share it every single day, whether I have a red day, green day. doesn't matter. You can see it there on Twitter as well.
Nice. We love the transparency. And it's, yeah, I mean, it's super important to just be honest too with what you see. I mean, we come on here every day and we give you guys our analysis, and and we're transparent about that. I mean, there are certain days where we have conviction and you can tell, and we're walking through the levels. How do you feel on a day like this? Like, I know you said, we're kind of in this awkward area where you want to short, but you can't really go against the trend, but then at the same time we're sitting at all-time highs. So what would be like an ideal setup for you today?
Honestly, I would say just any sort of pullback that we can get in on and then find some strength out of. We had this awkward move up last night and into this morning, and so it's tough to really find levels up here. For at least for me, it is. But maybe like even just trying to find a move back down to 20,124, this extended trading hours VWAP, and see if we can get a move off that and then continue the trend upwards. Really what I'm looking for. I mean, the levels up here are a little bit a little difficult right now. There's not much to really look for to the upside, but to the downside, maybe even a pullback to yesterday's point of control. Volume profile point of control could be good. So whatever pullback we can get on this. Great.
Yeah, and remind everyone too, your style of trading, you use point of control, you use these volume profiles. Is there anything else that your strategy kind of revolves around?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things that I look for. There's obviously the volume profile, point of control. My bread and butter strategy is the initial balance. I think we talked about it last time that I was on stream, which that initial balance is that first hour of the trading session. You look at that, first hour high, first hour low, and look for failed auctions on those levels. It's kind of like how people trade the 15-minute opening range breakout, just on a larger scale, on a larger time frame. I'll look for breakouts of the first hour high or low, and then failures to come back within and take the opposite direction. So that's been my bread and butter strategy, where I've made the most of my money, I would say, with trading. But outside of that, like I said, volume profile, point of control, or I'll look at if there's levels that I can look for in the London or Asia session, I'll look for that as well.
Yeah, we do have quite the range.
Yeah, it's
the
tough.
overnight for sure. So it's gonna be an interesting day, and especially to your point too. I mean, kind of being like really patient on these sort of days. I mean, when we do have big ranges, it does get a little bit tough to find really good entries, but that's why, yeah, staying patient is gonna be important. Did you trade it yesterday?
I did. I took one trade yesterday. It was just one small position. Came out green. It was like, I think it was $260 profit or something like that.
Nice.
Shared it on Twitter, and that was really it. That was all I took.
How many times yesterday did you want to punch your monitor with that price action?
Oh, many. Many. Yeah, 100%. Yesterday was definitely tough for me. But I'm happy with one and done days, right? I mean, if I can take a trade and then make some profit, if I don't see any opportunity the rest of that day, I'm happy. I made money. Equity's building. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if we can get that good setup, I mean, we're here for it. But yeah, I think on days like this, it's going to be more of a patience day. So
I think so too.
Yeah. As usual, right? It's always a patience thing.
Yeah, I think so too. And then just, like I said, patience, and then just waiting for me personally, just one good setup today. If I can get one good setup, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be looking for too much. I mean, we're at all-time highs right now, and it's going to be tough to look for multiple opportunities, I think. So if I can just take one good trade opportunity and make some money off of it, I'm going to be happy with that.
Yeah, and you, Joey, you take a lot of MNQ trades, I saw on your Twitter, right? And you always preach like, hey, you can make money with MNQ. You don't have to trade the minis.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why people think they can't make money with MNQ. I see it all the time. I hear a lot of people talk about how it's too thin of trading, or the position sizing is too small, or
who the hell says that the MNQ is too thin in trading?
I'm not going to mention any names because it's pretty it's pretty well known. So I'm not gonna.
Okay.
I'm not gonna mention any names.
Say less.
There's a couple people But I won't say any names, but there's some people out there that'll talk about how, you know, M&Q it's too thin of trading. You can't make money. And meanwhile, I have plenty of trading friends who trade M&Q and make, you know, still do $1,000 days, $2,000 days with M&Q. And it's like, why do you feel like you have to throw on the large position size to make a lot of money and cause a lot of stress on yourself when you don't need to, you know? So it's
Yeah, absolutely.
But do you usually like scale into your positions, or do you go like all in?
Yeah, no, I'll scale in. Sometimes I'll start with 5 micros and I'll scale all the way up into like 10, 15, sometimes even 20 if I'm very confident in my trade, right? And so this kind of depends, right? I mean, depends on the trade, depends on the momentum I'm getting in the position. If I don't scale in, I'm only in a position for 5 micros, and that's it. That's fine by me too. I mean, I'm still gonna do decent.
What's your position size in terms of like in relation to your account size? Because usually, like whenever I get asked, I say like, hey, do about 1 micro per $500 of drawdown that you have. What is your rule around that?
I wouldn't say, I mean, for me personally, I look at it as like right now I'm just starting with 5 micros, but if I get to an account balance, it's like, you know, 10K or so, then I might scale that up to like, you know, starting with 10 micros or even trading a mini at that point, right? It kind of depends for me. I don't have like a dollar amount per micro, right, that I think I need to have. For me personally, like I want to have a good buffer before I start trading large size, and I think that's key to having longevity in accounts and keeping you from blowing them, you know, every other day and having to re-up accounts, right? And so 5 micros for me is like a sweet spot. And again, like I don't have to stick to just 5 micros. I can scale up to 10 to 15 and still do very, very well in a trade.
Yeah, absolutely.
That makes sense.
I think the only people that maybe say you can't make money in micros are the ones who are just scalping the minis like crazy and then only posting their winners. Just saying. But you know, it's one of those things where sort of momentum. I had a thought there. It just dribbled right onto my ear.
Never mind. I mean, all-time highs.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah, we're cracking back up. So actually, let me ask this then: as we're a few minutes from the open, Joey, what is your last like 5 to 10 minute routine look like for before you are ready for the New York day?
Just looking at news, looking at levels, right? I mean, I try to get an idea. I ask myself 3 questions: where's the market been? Where's it trying to go? And how good of a job is it doing? Right. That's it. That gives me total clarity on the day and what I look for in the markets there.
I want to ask too, like, what would be a bearish scenario for you? Like, what is there a key level that you would look for to go potentially short? Like, you know, what would that line in the sand be?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, any move back down below, let's see, looking at the session levels here, I mean, even back down below London low, there could be a bit of a bearish sentiment coming back below that, you know, the rip that we had last night, back below London low, maybe even getting below that VWAP there at 126. So, I mean, getting back below those levels, I think could indicate a little bit of bearish sentiment and could say, you know what, maybe we want to retrace that rip that we had last night. I'm not overly confident in that. I'm pretty bullish on the day. I mean, we know now anything could happen. But I think below those levels there could indicate a little bit of bearishness.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's good to have both sides on deck, right? Like, you know, we go in with our sentiments, we go in with what we, you know, the probability of what might happen today, considering what we see from a technical aspect. But, you know, we always have to look at both sides, right? For every great trader who's going long, there's an equally great trader who's going short. And obviously that's not like one trader per trader, but, you know, it's a transaction. So there's always 2 sides to the market. I mean, there has to be, it's a zero-sum game, but, you know, we have to look at both sides. Like, what is the scenario here? If we do, you know, if this is what I see, I think it is bullish, and I agree with you, Joey, but at the same time, it's like, you know, we gotta be watchful of like, all right, you know, if we hit these levels, we might start needing to switch our biases a little bit. So
Yeah,
it's always
100%.
good to have both sides.
market can go either way. We've learned that, you know, even with negative news coming out with tariffs and stuff, the market can just shake that off and and not care. So it can go either way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Very true. We're currently obviously still at the high, but we're 3 minutes and 50 seconds out from market open. So Matt, you have your voice ready?
Everything is ready to go.
Nice.
Before market open, I saw people in the chat thinking that I was cracking a beer. Guys, it's just a Celsius. It's a tropical. It's a tropical Celsius.
Yeah, he poured the vodka in there off camera, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I it's gonna be one of those days.
Yeah.
Sent him some of my vodka. That's in that can now.
Oh, you almost done with first bottle there. Come on.
Oh, we're back to Russian accent now, Matt. Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. Very good.
Joey's like, don't bring me into this.
Why the hell did I agree to come on here again?
Listen, I had Cayman Jack last night. I got some Cayman Jack in my mini fridge behind me, and I had some margaritas last night. So
there you go. There you go.
I feel like at this point though, Celsius should just sponsor me, because as much as I drink it on stream, on my own streams, and then just basically anywhere, I feel like I should have a sponsorship myself.
Yeah,
how
people
much
still think
caffeine
it's
is in one
beer.
of those?
200.
Ooh,
So,
Wow.
200?
yeah,
How many do you drink?
just one a day.
Okay.
It's
You're
like
fine.
seven before the open.
Yeah, he's just like shaking, like. Oh man.
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
I think even one of those might be too much for me. I love having something to drink, but that's why I had to switch to matcha, because the caffeine from coffee just too much for me sometimes. I'm like freaking out. Trigger happy on these minis.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you are even without that, so.
Yeah, you actually.
All right, Nick.
You've been crushing it lately. I've been seeing your P&Ls.
Yeah, well,
dominating.
took a decent loss yesterday, but yeah, we'll get that back. We'll get that back. But definitely a time to be patient for sure. It's gonna be an interesting week. Yesterday was just, I wanted to pull. Me and Nick kept getting bottom ticked on every single.
Yesterday was awful. Ew. We are starting to break that little trend line here on the 1 minute. I'm interested to see if that holds for the open, or if it just comes crashing down. But we're peeking through it at the 23,202 level right now. It's looking like a good short setup for me, but I'm not going to take anything obviously before the open, which is going to happen in 1 minute and 19 seconds.
You just don't have the balls to do it, do you?
Oh, okay. You want to fight?
Just put it on. Just put on one micro.
Children, I will turn this car around. You two behave back there.
You
Be
won't.
nice to your sister.
Sorry, Dad.
We'll do that sometime on the stream. All right, chat. Which way should we go? Long or short? Just put on a trade.
Yeah, chat is gonna make the decisions. That's gonna be fun.
Oh God, there's gonna be a ton of Warren Buffetts in the chat after that.
Yeah. We have the Warren Buffetts, we got the Jay Powells, we got the Elon Musks, we got everybody here. We got Ray Dalio sometimes. Everybody's here.
All right, guys, we are 30 seconds away from the New York Open. Joey, if I recall, you don't trade outside of the New York session, correct?
Correct. Yeah, I usually don't. There's maybe some instances where if I see something I like, I will, but majority of the time I won't.
All right, guys. So we are 5 seconds away. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ding, ding, motherfuckers. Let's go.
Market's open. Good luck. Be
Happy
patient.
hunting, all.
Ooh, lots of sellers stepped in here at the 6340 area on ES. Let's see if those orders get filled. We got some stacked orders, 5340, 5346, and 6350. I don't know why I'm saying 53. 6345, 6350 on ES.
Nas making a move up.
Trying
to, yeah.
23,250 is the next level up on NASDAQ that we would need to clear.
All-time high is always tricky. You just never.
Yep.
It's tough, man. You just gotta be patient. Gotta be patient.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't want to be chasing into a move. We've been getting a lot of that. Not so much right now, but in the previous sessions, we'll get a massive just rip. And it's so hard not to like sit there and want to chase into it. But we've been getting those reversals too. So that's why you got to be extra careful.
Especially yesterday.
Yeah.
I think every single trade we took on stream yesterday was a loss.
My first one was very light green, but yeah, the next two were losses for me.
No.
Just bottom ticked on every single one. It's like, all right, it's done. We're done.
New day today. We're back. Let's go.
You took a short too in the pre-session, Nick, right?
I did, yeah, but just on my funded accounts, not on the live one. So I didn't mention it because of that. But it was a nice short. Not gonna lie, it was a nice short.
Nas is struggling up here.
Yep.
I think exactly what we all wanted to see, though, was a little bit of a pullback at the open.
Some profit taking happening, yeah, I would assume.
Watching the ES still kind of holding up a little bit.
Yeah, ES looks good. ES
not real
37 area.
Yeah, not real correlated right now.
Right.
Yeah, ES is a little bit stronger than the NAS.
Is that something you look for? I know we kind of talked about that in the previous stream, but
yeah, I mean, I use it for reference, right? It's not really, doesn't really dictate like trading decisions, but I'll watch the ES and see how it moves in comparison to the NAS, because a lot of times they are correlated.
Yeah.
But sometimes there are divergences there that you can look for and try to get an indication on what the market's trying to do, especially with the NAS. Yeah, we have a lot of weakness coming through.
Yep. 63.30 on ES needs to hold. I know we're about 6 points above that, but that's going to be the level. Also, where VWAP is sitting on ES, but we are holding the 9 EMA so far on NASDAQ. Where is the 9 EMA here? Oh, there it is.
Do y'all use Bookmap? I think someone uses Bookmap, right?
Yeah, Mary and I both use Bookmap.
Okay, nice. Yeah, cool.
Do you use it as well?
Yeah, I watch it. I use it for to see where orders are sitting, where high liquidity areas are, get an idea of how people are feeling.
Yeah.
I just listened to Matt and Miriam calling out the levels. That's how I.
Nick's just here for the ride, literally. Yeah,
all right, a lot of weakness here. We're coming back below that rip that we had last night.
There's that breaky, how Miriam would say.
Breaky. Yeah, I want VWAP. I want to see what we're going to do at VWAP if we get down there.
We're sitting at the 4-hour candle open right now, the current 4-hour candle.
How wild would it be if we just retraced that whole rip that we had?
Man, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't even be surprised.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't either.
We've seen it happen.
Yeah.
Well, Joey brought up a good point. The markets just shrug off everything now, right? Like this is taking me back to summer of 2020 into calendar 2021, where it was just like, well, we were still kind of even just still processing the lockdowns and COVID and the impacts of the economy. The market's like, fuck it, new highs, right? Now I know there was fundamental reasons behind that. It was, the Netflix and the Zooms and all the big
work from homes.
The big techs. That just took over the markets. I mean, as I've said many times, the markets were already moving away from the Dow and the SPY being the leaders and into the Qs and tech, but that 6 months after COVID just solidified it. I always consider the NQ and how it's doing a much better gauge of the health of the markets than the YM or the ES.
Now we are weak here, thank you.
Well,
ES is right at VWAP.
This is where I would look for us to potentially bounce here, but line in the sand for me on ES is actually going to be 325.
To flip to shorts or what?
Potentially, yeah, because that would put us below VWAP, below the trend line. That would give us at least 2 areas, well, 3 areas for me of confluence. That level is also a key level on ES 325. So possibly actually looking to play ES today. Like I've been saying for the last friggin' month.
Well.
Just like the moves on NASDAQ. Actually, yeah. You know what? We're going to play ES today. Let's do that. I'm going to look for a potential, I mean, again, not saying I'm going to take this here, but 325 area for a potential short on ES. So that's going to be on watch.
I am looking for the short on the NAS as well.
All right. I like it.
A lot of weakness off the open there. Gives me a little bit of confidence that we could come down lower here.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, here we go, shorting all-time highs. You know?
I love it.
Got to make it interesting for the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are at that key level here on ES. This would be the level to hold if bulls are really looking to take this up. 6330 is holding. NASDAQ, I would have liked to see a little bit lower, around the 40s. But didn't quite get that. Yeah, we are bouncing here.
Nasty NASDAQ.
Nasty NASDAQ.
A nice rejection of the 9 EMA on the 1 minute.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you love this 9 EMA now, don't you?
I love it. Yeah. I tell you, I adapted that. I adapted that. It's great.
It on days when it works, it's nice. It's a really nice indicator.
But when it doesn't work, you realize it very quickly, and then you just stop using it.
Right. Yeah. That's a good point.
Well, like I said, it's like VWAP. There's days the market just says F you and your VWAP, right? Yeah. And then there's days where it's a really, really nice, whether indicator or something that leads directly to a trade. Yeah, I've used the EMAs and stocks for years. It's the same thing. There's days where it doesn't matter. And then there's days it's a hell of an indicator.
Yeah.
I was watching to see if the NAS would come up to those 190s. And I was going to look for a little bit of weakness coming off those 190s and take the short there. But it looks like I'm not going to get that area. NAS already coming back down.
Got pretty close to it. Yeah.
It did, yeah. I was looking for really about like 192, 193.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, rejected the 9 on NASDAQ, rejected the 9 on ES as well. So now we're just sandwiched between the 9 EMA and VWAP on the 5 minutes. So let's see what we get here, but looking weak.
Yeah, NAS already trying to come back down. ES really showing some weakness.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to break that VWAP.
Mm-hmm. Oops. Don't you love when TradingView just disconnects on you randomly?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Love that.
I was before you came on, I was just saying I was running off my backup internet for the first while I was prepping for the show because Spectrum sucks.
Let's look at what SPX is doing here. I like to look at SPX. Oh, right into this potential gap fill here. Let's see.
Oh, NAS getting a little bit of a trying to pop back up here. I feel like this is one of those days where, you're coming off hot news, you're coming off a big rip on Nvidia, from Nvidia, which is what I heard this rip was from last night. I haven't really dove too much into it. I heard it was from Nvidia. But coming off this big rip, coming off newsprint, all-time highs, it's so easy to just get like dialed in and start trying to find trade locations, start trying to like locate trades that may not be there, and it's
yeah.
I feel like we're just in a really tough scenario where there's so much happening. We had so much news happen. We're in weird trade locations with all-time highs. It's one of those days where I feel like just patience is going to pay you tremendously.
Yeah. And speaking of Nvidia is up 4.4% today, which is insane. And it keeps pumping.
It was off news. They're apparently going to be selling more of their chips to China.
To China,
Yep.
yeah. That's what it was. A lot of weakness on the ES.
All right, so I did enter ES here. I got a really trash fill on that, not gonna lie. 2275 is my entry here on ES to the short. I'm in 3 minis on ES. My target on this is going to be 315. my stop is going to have to be 5 points.
Nice. Let's see if
I
you
had
can
to
get
check
it.
myself twice this morning looking for a potential long. I was like, don't catch the falling knife.
Well, it's not really falling. Now it is.
Nah, it's kind of hovering VWAP in that London low there.
Yeah, we want to see this
Thank you.
trend line break on NASDAQ here as well.
The Nasdaq is still holding VWAP for now.
Getting a little bit of a pop there.
Yes, still showing some weakness here.
What's your target on that ES trade?
I want 315.
315. Nice. So 315 is what's that previous day high? Yeah.
Yeah, we got a battle going on at VWAP in the NQ.
Yeah.
It's really since the Opens first place, the Bulls have managed to make a little bit of a stand, although they may be running out of juice.
Yeah, they are really trying to hold my level here.
NQ flipping this 5-minute candle green. Big difference on the ES versus the NQ.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder who's going to pull the market where. Is the ES going to pull the market down, or is NQ going to pull the market up?
Yep.
That bounce.
Yeah, that's a pretty gnarly bounce from London there.
Yeah.
My stop is 63.30. 25.
Looking at about a 44-point bounce on the NQ right now.
I did add actually to this position. So my new position is 63, 24, 15. That's my average. So I am in 5 minis on the ES.
Somebody go throw 1,000 contracts down on the ES and bring the market down for it.
That would be nice. That would be
Anybody in
nice.
chat?
Yeah, like anybody at our chat or us has that liquidity. Like we could pool our money, and we're not doing that.
Chat, who has it?
Yeah. Who has the however many millions of dollars in liquidity that would take?
That would be great. That would be
Who can
great.
help Miriam out really quick?
Just real quick. It's okay.
If I had 60 or 70 million dollars of liquidity, guys, I hate to break it to you, I wouldn't be doing this show.
Yeah, I would not want ES to get back up above VWAP, which is why I did add to this, but that's going to be my stop, is that 30, 31, 30 area.
Oh yeah, let's just say the word marbles. It's gonna drop. Marbles, marbles, marbles,
Marbles, marbles,
marbles, marbles, marbles. Let's just
Yeah, I
let's
just
just
don't
do
like
everything Coach Tank said not to do.
Definitely don't like where the NASDAQ is sitting.
No,
Nas
it
is
is
being a
mainly
little
that
tricky.
VWAP.
Um,
Yes, is the
5-minute
weaker one
candle.
for sure.
The 5-minute candle close here on NQ like shows a lot of buying strength there with that buying wick. But let's see. We also have finished the 50-minute opening range. The tighter range than yesterday, to be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair, yeah. Yeah, the range is pretty much 100 points, a little bit less.
man.
Hmm.
Was that the pullback that we talked about, getting the pullback off the open there to rip higher?
Possibly, yeah.
I mean, we did take out the London session lows right
Yep.
there, and we're now pumping, so could very well be.
Yeah, this looks pretty bullish on the NASDAQ, which is not going to look good for ES. Line in the sand for me is going to be that 31 area, which we're getting pretty close to. I do want to see a rejection here. This is where I want to see this rejection on ES, actually, and the NASDAQ pretty much.
ES still holding under that VWAP, so
We'll see. Yeah, this is where I want us to reject. $23 is also a level on ES. We got a break here. That's around where my break even. My entry is at 24.15. All right, let's see if we get this clear here. We did get a nice rejection, so I do want to see follow through on this.
there you go.
You make you earn this one.
Dump it for.
Give it to me.
Dump it.
I'm always sitting there saying, do it.
I do the same.
I do that all the time.
I do the same.
I call them rats too. I'm like, do it, you rats.
Oh, I call them way worse than that when I'm going to trade.
Yeah. Rats just seems like such a New Yorker thing.
I'm inventing new insults. It's
Speaking of New York, while I was there for the Tradeify meetup, I did get a
That's
picture
fun.
with the Wall Street Bull.
Let's
Nice.
go.
And
I've been there a couple times. That's a fun picture. But
Did you do what everyone else does?
in chat, and yes, if you're wondering, I did touch the ball sack of the Wall
All
Street Bull.
right.
yeah, that's good. That's good. That's tradition right there. Yeah.
You
I
got to
should-
do it.
I
You
should
gotta
have
do
good
it.
luck now.
It's
All right,
hilarious how the whole statue is one color except for the bull's balls, and those are a completely different color because everybody
Yeah.
rubs them.
Yeah.
Did you like the Tradeify meetup,
It was
Joey?
a lot of- yeah, it was a lot of fun. Got to chat with some people, some traders. It was cool to put some, faces to names. And yeah, it was a good time.
Nice.
Nice. Glad you enjoyed that.
All right, I'm actually going to move my stop here to this 29. It was at 32, but I'm going to move it to 29. I don't want to see them reverse this, guys. So this is where we got a nice bearish, candle coming here. NASDAQ really needs to clear VWAP here. I think it'll help move ES. ES is definitely the weaker one, so I did choose the right one to short at least.
Yeah.
So we are a little bit in the profits, but I want to see a stronger push down. I want at least 20. I want to see us really push down to 20. We did try to tap it there, but I'm looking at the 2-minute here because that's how I monitor my trades. I don't want them to push it up here. That's where I don't want them to do.
We need the
Yeah.
NAS to move lower.
Yeah,
Yeah,
NQ is still
really.
holding that view up.
Really holding
Nasty
here.
NASDAQ.
NAS moves lower and gets a little bit of weakness. I think you're going to get that nice little flush on the ES.
Not
Yeah,
a
those
ton of
buyers-
liquidity up or down on the NASDAQ, though, at least as far as Bookmapper is concerned. We just have a few orders stacking, a little liquidity above and below.
Yeah.
Usually by now there's a 100 or 200 contract order on the board somewhere, and that doesn't always mean that's where we're headed, but
Right.
it's just unusual that we don't see. I see 49 up at 250 and a little bit down at 23,000. That's about it.
Yeah. Book is looking pretty thin
Yeah.
right now, which is odd.
Yeah, for this time of day, considering where we're at news-wise, yeah, I would expect a couple of the big boys positioning somewhere, right, or at least attempting to position. As I've explained, as we've shown a little bit of Bookmap on stream here, that if there's a big order sitting somewhere, especially in the NQ, and if it's on the board for a long time, hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, more often than not, it's going to get filled. Now, that doesn't automatically mean it's going there. It doesn't automatically mean it's, you're going to go straight there. But when you see a big order there and it's hanging out all day, sooner or later, we usually make our way to it.
Yeah, NASDAQ still holding this VWAP level. Not what I want to see here.
Yeah, you would
That's
think, especially
really
coming
cool.
off a CPI print, that you would have a lot of big players putting in some massive orders somewhere.
This
Yeah.
is the only time I get a little bit in my head because just what you said was, Joey, and I'm thinking, okay, what do they know that we don't?
Yeah.
Like what piece of information? Because they're always, I'd say, saying they're only 2 steps ahead of us would be generous. Usually it's 10 or 20, but like, yeah, this is, and it may just be there's more news and so, you know, earnings are kicking up, so it may just be a little bit of a wait and see. But yeah, I wonder, like, big money, what do they know that we don't?
Exactly. Yeah. The market being as thin as it is, it's almost like they're waiting on something else to happen. Nas is being real stubborn at this VWAP.
Yep.
Holding it.
Which makes me think that if we do get any sort of weakness on the Nas, it could go in a hurry.
Yeah. I'm trying to share my charts with you guys here. Sorry, this is actually being really annoying.
What's Nvidia doing right now? Is it holding up or is it looking weak?
Let me pull it up right now. Okay.
Nvidia's up 3.6.
Yeah, it's basically just kind of, well, it's breaking. It's gonna, if it gets below 169.60, it'll be heading into its gap, at least for the New York session.
Is y'all's trading view like acting real slow? Is it just me?
Yeah, it feels like it feels clunky.
It
Yeah,
always feels funky. That's why I don't trade on TradingView anymore. It's like just Tradeify is so much smoother than TradingView, in my opinion.
I mean, my charts are taking forever to load.
Yeah.
Mine's fine.
I'm stuck on a gray screen right now.
Oh, really?
No, the chart is fine, like on my end as well, but just trading on it is clunky.
Just drive on over here, Joey. I got a good connection apparently.
There we go. Now I gotta load.
No, not many setups to trade so far.
Yeah, I'm not overly excited right now. I'm kind of. I mean, I had one short idea, which I didn't get the level that I wanted, and right now we're just kind of hovering above VWAP on the NAS. So really just waiting for any indication of where the market wants to go. I feel like it's, for me personally, I feel like on the NASDAQ, it's very 50-50 right now.
Yeah,
Given the fact that we're holding that London, or holding London low and holding VWAP, and then still kind of indicating a little bit of weakness, ES looking a little bit weaker as well. And it's really 50-50.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
For real. That's how it feels right now. We're really just like struggling at this level on ES too. I'm literally at break even.
I feel like we're coiling for a big move though. Like I'm not confident enough to say up or down here, but I'm fairly confident we're coiling up for a move.
Tough level to be at right now.
Yeah.
All right, now it's trying to move its way down back to VWAP here.
Why is this not working?
Yes, it's getting a little bit more weakness coming through. Just being stubborn.
So stubborn.
Really watching this London low area on the NAS. If we can get back below it, I think shorts are a go.
Yeah, we're kind of squeezing here on ES, at least on the 2 minute. Just keep barcoding up and down on NASDAQ.
It wouldn't be Tradeify TV without a barcode, right?
that's facts.
So I scan it and see where it goes.
The problem is,
yeah, exactly.
The real juicy price action is gonna come when Coach Tank is on, and nobody's paying attention to the markets anymore.
You know what happens to me a lot when I'm streaming in the mornings? We'll have, and I've seen a couple people here from my community. They know what I'm talking about. I'll be streaming and price will go completely sideways, and the moment I end stream, no matter what time it is,
right.
Today, extreme volatility. We start getting movement. Price action is great, but for whatever reason on stream it's just sideways.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yep. I think the market makers are watching our streams, Joey.
I think so too.
They're saying fuck you in particular.
Yeah.
Yep. Just you.
Yeah, this is not the buying pressure I want to see.
Nas is definitely coiling here.
Yeah. ES feels like it too. ES really needs to make the drop here. I'm really just like hovering at this break-even zone.
Nas holding that London level there. I'm getting a little intrigued on longs.
Okay, all right.
If Nas is gonna if Nas is gonna keep holding the London low and keep holding VWAP, I'm getting a little more interested in it.
Yeah, this is not what I want to see on ES. I want to see the breakdown on ES here. It does look weaker. That's the thing. The only thing, yeah, to your point, I don't like that we're holding VWAP on the NASDAQ. It's the only thing that's kind of like just, ugh.
Yeah, I'm looking at NASDAQ and going, all right, yeah, I almost had kind of the same mentality as Joe. Oh, look at all the times we've rejected VWAP, right? And you look at the candle wicks there, and then I look above, and there's candle wicks there too. So
it's so tough.
If this candle and the next one doesn't like give us a breakout or breakdown, I quit. Fuck it, I'm done. No, I'm kidding, but yeah, it's
ending stream there.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like this is exactly what we saw after the first hour yesterday, right? We saw a move. In this case, we got our move into the open, and then markets are just like the equivalent of the shruggy guy emoticon, you know?
I do like that consolidation / bear flag on the 1 minute on NQ. So I might fade you, Joey, if you go long.
I want to see this flush here on ES. I really want to see this flush here. I'm actually going to take one off here if it fills me. All right, I took one off. I just don't want to be in this like while it's consolidating.
And not with that size.
Yeah, I think this is the longest I've ever seen Miriam in a trade.
Oh, no, really, though. And you can see I'm getting annoyed. I'm just like, come on, man. Like, all right.
All right, looks like you're about to get your flush there. There you go.
I am in a short right now on NQ.
If we don't continue getting this short or this follow through, I'm gonna close this position, guys, because I don't want to see them pump it back up.
No, I think you guys are looking good. I think the NASDAQ is going to go clear through 120.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit more weakness came through on the NAS.
And I see some orders starting to stack up between 20 and 30. If it gets to 30, it's gonna run those orders. But if the bulls take back control here and get it back above 50, all bets are off.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see.
I'm gonna move this to break even. I don't like this shit.
Fuck this trade.
Annoying. No, for real, so annoying. Like,
I can't tell you how many times I said that the other day on stream.
Seriously, it's like the most frustrating thing. All right, finally. I want this 15. I'm gonna take one more off here. All right.
I need that same plus on NQ now.
Fuck. All right. 315 is gonna be the next level.
There was one trade I was in. It lasted over an hour.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, it was
not for me.
It was so bad.
We don't want that. Especially when you're going into it thinking like, oh, I just want like a quick scalp or whatever the case may be, and you're just in it, like you're just stuck in it for, you know, and now you're just stuck. Like this is how I felt this whole time. I'm like, oh my god, just stop me out at this point. Like,
100%. Yeah,
that's how
I would rather get stopped out than sit in a trade for an hour.
Literally. Like, all right, let's see if this 315 plays out. For whatever reason, I can't set my order.
Boy, we've got some big liquidity stacking underneath on the NQ, and we're running away from it.
Yeah,
that is really interesting.
I actually moved one of my minis to break even on NQ and got stopped out. I'm only in one mini now.
Still holding that London low and VWAP.
Yeah, that's why I moved my stop to break even. I'm like, I'm not even gonna mess with this right now.
This is brutal.
I'm break even on both now. This is ugly.
NASDAQ is testing this trend line here, so let's see if we get some.
Oh, here we go. Getting a little move down.
Gearing up.
Moved my stop into profit and got stopped out. It's fine. Made like 15 points on it. Almost.
All right, good sweep on the Nas there.
Yeah, they ran some stops there.
Looking a little heavy.
All
No
right,
trades for me yet.
let's see if we get this clear. 315 has a lot of buyers sitting there on ES. NASDAQ, let's look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ, 120. 120 is going to be that key area. And then 23,100. That's the next level down, I see.
They surged us lower, but they did not have a follow through on that.
No, if we get back above London and VWAP, I'm going to reconsider my long.
Yeah, that's also why I moved my profit into stops so fast, because at the end of the day, like if we don't get follow through below 23,120, I'm just out for that. I don't like it anymore.
Yeah, that surge down to about the 20 level was we've seen that several times in the last few days, and it's always followed through another 20, 30, 40 points. And the violent move, and then it seemed like somebody hit a button and all of a sudden the buyers just showed. Again, we are just stacked liquidity from 100 up to 120. There's almost nothing overhead, and we're running away from that liquidity. That's a very, very weird price action.
Yeah, absolutely. ES still looking weak. ES still looking weak. I mean, I'll be in the profits on this, but it's just so frustrating. These sort of trades are so frustrating. I'm not going to lie. I do have my stop sitting at pretty much where VWAP would, or the 9 EMA would be on ES. I don't want it getting back above 2250. So actually, I'm going to move that stop.
We still haven't really broken the 50-minute opening range on NQ.
It's a very stubborn level right now on the NQ. Very stubborn.
Yeah.
Which means if we break lower, it's gonna go.
Oh yeah, baby.
I don't know if it's got the juice to do it, but if it can crack through the 120 level with a little volume behind it, you could see one of those 30, 40 point swipes coming pretty quickly. But if we hang out here another 5 minutes and don't do it, I think we're heading right back up.
Yeah, let's see.
Give me that order. Come on, baby.
Come on.
While we're waiting too, I would just like to say it is really nice on today's stream to have a little more bald representation. I'm not outnumbered today, which is really nice.
Let's go. Bald people represent.
Bald white guys unite.
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
I'll have to fly out to Turkey and get the hair transplant.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, I got that order. I'm in 2 minis left. We're just riding this down. Moving my stop. I want 315 to clear. Next level down is going to be 310 for me. I'm just trailing my stops here, so risk-free trade.
Somebody's Mario in chat said getting used to Joey not wearing a hat. I used to wear a hat like every stream, every video, and I said, you know what? Like we're retiring the hat and we're gonna rep the bald look.
Oh, all right.
Lean in, baby.
So now people are having to get used to me wearing, not wearing a hat. It was funny at the Tradeify meetup. I had a couple people come up to me like, "Are you Joey? Because I can't recognize you without your hat on."
Tough. That's hilarious, actually.
Also, I see people in the chat asking for a marble race. I mean, heck yeah, why not? We're sitting at 442 likes, so let's get the stream to 551. Okay, 551 likes, and we're gonna do a marble race with another giveaway with free accounts.
I'm long 5 micros here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna actually exit my position. I'm gonna put a stop here, but I'm gonna exit one.
That's a surge of buyers coming in there. Good timing on that trade.
Yeah, I like the move back to London, or back above London, back above VWAP there. Literally.
Trump is on a Twitter rant on the Fed rate. just so everyone's aware.
Again.
Mm-hmm. Said bring rates down now. Capital NOW.
Do it now.
Actually gonna add 3. So I'm in 8 micros total.
Nice. I will
Nice.
probably get stopped out of this. The rest of this
What's-
trade sitting at 21.
What's your average entry, Joey?
Average entry is 146.
All right. Stop below at 119.
120.
120, yeah.
Great trade.
And you're targeting the highs?
I'm gonna trim at 180 if I can get up there.
All right.
All right, I stopped out the rest of my position there, completely out of that. Just move this to, I'm gonna switch
Nice,
my
Mary. Congrats.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, Joey, this is going. This looks like it wants to go.
Yeah.
Actually, I really like that. That 315 level on ES also holds, so that's another area that I would be looking for to bounce at. I mean, so good entry.
Looking pretty good. Just need to get that continuation, that follow through the upside.
If this reverses back below view up, the NQ could just go fuck itself. I mean,
Yeah,
completely and
yeah,
totally.
100%. If this reverses, yeah, I'm done.
321 on ES starting to get some sellers there.
Boy, just a matter of seconds after you got in the trade, though, we saw that same price surging action that we saw as we were heading down on the previous candle. So now, like in less than 5 minutes, you've gotten one of those surges down and surges up with almost no follow through. It's very bizarre.
It is. Nice double bottom on the 1 minute though.
Nice hold of the trend line too. See, this is why I love trading with you guys, because we all see something different.
It's trend line hold plus double bottom plus opening range hold as well, and London low.
Yeah, ES holding 315 to the almost to the tick. 314.75 is what we came down to. Still, honestly, on ES still looks weak to me until we get back above at least 325. I would be looking to still place shorts on ES. I'm not going to re-enter this, but this is still a good short to me.
Yeah, quick reminder. Sorry, quick reminder, chat. We need 50 more likes for the next marble race, where we're going to give away a 50k advanced account and a 100k growth account. All right. So smash that like button really quick if you haven't already. Let's get us to 551 likes so we can do a marbles race.
Nice.
Nice, Joey. This is pushing up nicely on NQ.
Yeah, I would like to really see it get to the 180s here, so that way I can de-risk a little bit, take some position off, let the rest go. Trading out
New candle high there. That helps.
Just not getting. I don't need the push. Come on, give me the push above 170s here.
Yeah, you need.
I don't
Yeah,
wanna see-
that's what I'd be
oh.
looking for.
They're just putting a wall of liquidity from 170 up to 195. So you start getting into that, it'll chew it up pretty quickly. But if they don't have the orders for it, it'll. This is exactly what happened on the downside. It's coiling up for that next move.
Tell you what, I'm gonna de-risk a little bit and just I'll take 3 off there. So I'm in 5 again, 5 total.
All right.
Still gonna hang out in this position, but de-risking a little bit here. Caught a decent move up.
That I like that hold though. This
Yeah.
could potentially have a really nice recovery.
Yeah, this looks good.
See, you know what? I'm gonna start trading ES more. Even though that trade was a little frustrating. Come on, guys. These levels, you really can't like, these levels to me are what I love. Like, and the thing with ES is like your stop doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like my stop was, 5 points, but 5 points on ES is very manageable. With NASDAQ, I mean, you got some range. Sometimes you gotta do 20, sometimes you gotta do 30, but you also get the move on NASDAQ. Like, oh, look at that. Look at that.
There you go, Joey.
Nice.
Very
Getting
nice.
buying pressure really stepping in here on the NASDAQ too.
Also, while that is pumping up, we have 552 likes. So let's do a marbles race, guys. As usual, the rule is you have to like the stream, you have to be subscribed to the channel, and once I drop the keyword, you only type it once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, because otherwise you are going to get disqualified. Now, Joey, I apologize for that keyword, but I did type that in the back end before you entered your trade. The keyword is drop the market. all in one, no spaces in between, guys. Drop the market is the keyword.
All right, so just as an update, I took 3 more off there at 180s, 184-ish. So I have 2 micros running. They're set to break even, so I'm gonna let them just go.
Oh, this is going. 95 is next, and then 200, and then you have a clear shot to 225, 222 area.
That's looking nice now.
So I'm completely risk off now at this point.
It's a great feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 micros running. They're set to break even, so there's no way I lose on this trade.
Nice.
Awesome. Give it up for Joey, guys. Good shit, Joey.
Until the market makers just pulls your order.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Yeah. Oh, you're bragging on stream, huh? We got something for you. I don't know why the market maker was suddenly Italian there, but that's...
Mario S is going to come through and just market make the shit out of Joey.
Yeah, Mario S.
Would be nice to see us go all the way back up to these highs.
If we crack through 195, I think we get there.
I don't think there's any reason why we don't. Yeah. These candles are looking strong on the 5-minute. ES is the one that's like just lagging a little bit.
Yeah, ES testing point of control right now.
Some sellers started to try to step in at this 190 area. 200 is also going to be key.
Drew, once you have the first 300 in the marbles race, feel free to pull it up. Again, guys, this marbles race is going to be for one 50K advanced account and one 100K growth account.
Ooh,
Nice.
love it.
Later on in the stream, we have more growth accounts and straight to funded accounts too. So stay tuned for that. You can participate in every single one of those, so don't worry. Looks like today, for the first time, when we pull up marble racing, we do not drop, Joey. So that's good news for you.
Good job, Joey. That was an awesome trade.
Thank you. Really hoping we get to these all-time highs. I think it's gonna be a killer trade there.
I like the bull flag on the 1 minute, so this should pump it.
What was one of the biggest thing, or I guess what was one of the things that you looked at to go long on this trade?
Honestly, just us getting back above that London low and VWAP again, and showing any sort of strength, getting back above there. Once we saw that, it was just no hesitation long.
Nice.
Yeah. It was a level that I've been watching, pretty much ever since the open. We talked about getting a pullback and getting a long off the pullback, and so seeing that play out is really exciting.
Yeah.
Joey, I did join you on that long when we broke the bull flag here. My entry is at 89.50. I'm in with 2 minis.
Nice. I hope this goes and breaks all-time highs for you guys.
That would be nice.
Yeah, ES also approaching VWAP here at the 27 area. So I think if we clear 27, I would say like 28 or 30 area, then we have a clear shot to
Take a 100-pointer on stream.
hell yeah, let's do it. I hope so. I hope so.
Me too. That'd be fun.
What was your entry on that? 56?
Let's see. I have to go back and actually look. Let's see.
I think I
think-
see it on the stream.
Yeah, I think I was like 140. Yeah, I think it was like 140 or something like that.
Awesome.
You can go back and look.
Very cool. Yeah, watch this 200 level though. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes,
Definitely,
also rejecting its VWAP so far, trying to at least. I'm
took
glad.
one off.
See, I'm glad though that you caught the longs on the stronger indice. I caught the short on the weaker one, and that's how it's done, guys.
there you go. Yep.
Done.
You can make
Took one
money
off break
both
even
directions.
here.
Mhm.
Because I do not like that 200 level rejection. But I'm still
Yeah.
in with one.
That 200 can get a little tricky.
Yeah.
You also have the
Let's
ES
see what it
coming
does.
up that VWAP there. So
Well, if the Bears are gonna keep us from hitting new all-time highs, 200s where they gotta fight. They're not gonna fight up at the highs.
no, yeah.
You're already seeing that on Bookmap. If you guys are watching, every time we
Mhm.
we make it within about 5 points of 200, the order's starting to thicken up, and then as soon as we pull back a little bit, they disappear. Now, of course, it's illegal to put an order on the order book that you're filling. That would never happen.
That doesn't. Sound
I did get stopped out on that little bull flag trade there.
Oof,
Just
nice
to let you
rejection
know.
of VWAP on ES. What an.
Yeah, that rejection was gnarly.
So, Drew, if you can still stay on Joey's charts during the marble race, feel free to pull up the marbles and let's race. There we go. Oh, we're in a futuristic kind of race again. Nice. Let's drop him. Everybody's still typing. Drop the market. You can stop because.
I did go ahead and take my position off right there fully.
All right.
Final
Nice trade.
two micros are out in profit. So
Nice.
See the price for this giveaway. First place gets 100k growth account, and second place gets. Or should we do last place? What do you guys want to do?
I would
Joey, you
decide
decide.
before the marbles start finishing.
Joey, you decide.
what are we deciding?
First and last place get something, or first and second?
I think first and last. That makes
All
it
right,
interesting.
cool.
Yeah.
So first place gets a 100k growth account. Second place gets a 50k advanced account. Actually, last place. Sorry, not second. My bad. First place, 100k growth. Last place, 50k advanced. Joey made the decision.
I'm laughing at Sunpreet. Nick, you mentioned marbles and then went long.
Yeah, seems like that was a stupid fucking move.
Oh man.
It was
It
a
really
tight
is
stop
like a
there.
new indicator now. Marbles
is.
indicator.
It is the indicator. I'm not going to do that again. Thanks for calling me out. there.
Yeah. You should have known.
I should have known better. It's very true. Doing too many things at once. All right. We got Lock 0x for the 100k. Wait, I gotta say this right. For the 100k growth account. Congratulations. Type something in the chat really quick. And then we got, let's see who the last place is. Drew, if you could pull that up. Oh, well, they're still running. Sorry, Drew. They're still racing. Hey, Mariam, you made it to the top 3 of the best fans of Tradeify TV.
Oh my
in the
god.
chat.
I don't know how I feel
Yeah.
about that.
Yo.
I don't want to be third. Ew.
Ew.
Just kidding.
All right, so let's see who last place is. I think we can't see it because of the charts here. Unless, Drew, you can move them, I don't know. Or maybe you can... send the screenshot. So we're not going to do that anymore from now on. That we picked the last one. Who's last, Drew? Let's see it. SC. Let's see. Congrats. You won a 50K advanced account. And we got LLOX0X won a 100K growth account.
Nice.
Congrats, guys.
All right. Very nice. Very nice. Well,
Very nice.
Joey, we really appreciated having you on today. You came on, you whooped the market's ass, and now you can go drink your Celsius.
I can. Yeah. This is honestly, I think this is another one and done day for me. We're up almost 400, up about 380 per account, all 5 funded accounts with Tradeify there. So
Nice.
All right. Outstanding. Well, you were one of our first repeat guests here on Tradeify TV, which I hope
let's go.
that means this becomes a trend going forward. We love having you. We certainly, again, just the bald alone. That's why I want you here, so I'm not outnumbered. I certainly appreciate that.
Yeah,
I mean, look at the hair I'm working with on this stream, right? Like, we've got a man and a woman, both with fantastic hair, and then this bald dome. So I appreciate you coming on and helping me represent.
Hey, the bald can bring the good luck, man.
Bald is beautiful, damn it.
It is. It is.
B-I-B.
As long as
Joey,
as long as our significant others think it's beautiful, that's all that matters, right?
You know what? She tells me every day, so I'll take it.
Aw.
I know my fiance rubs my head after I shave it. So.
Love it.
So,
Love it.
all right. Well, we really appreciate having you on, Joey. Again, you can find Joey Morgan on Twitter, and you can find him on YouTube, where he posts up videos, as he says, sometimes every single day. So make sure you go subscribe to his page right now. Joey, thank you for being with us.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Joey.
Have a
See
good
ya.
one, guys.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Awesome trades by Joey.
Yeah, man, he killed it.
That was
great.
that was a really clean long. Yeah, that was a really clean long.
Mine, not as much. I shouldn't call marbles once I'm in a long.
That's where you fucked up.
And the keyword was drop the market. Oh.
But don't worry, Coach Tank will tell you that you fucked up, but you did it. But he'll do it in a really nice way.
Yeah, it's gonna be like,
Naughty.
it's gonna be like, yeah, Nick. So here's the thing, you fucked up, yeah.
If he's listening to the background,
they
he's
say
gonna
that
have some
time?
gold coming on stream today.
Oh,
Boy, another rejection of that 200 level, guys. We just could not get through that.
Yes,
If-
also still rejecting VWAP here. So might be a lower high that we make here. But we are still, I mean, here's the thing. We're kind of in this weird area because we're still holding the 9 here. We're still holding this 170 area on the NASDAQ. So, I mean, unless we get back down below 170 and then start testing VWAP again, I think we'll be okay to try to, push to the upside. The only thing is ES is still under VWAP. Again, the weakest one of the two. So, right now, definitely some divergences here between the indices. But yeah, I'm not looking to particularly go long until we can get ES above this. I honestly would want 330 on ES. 329-ish would be like where I start to feel comfortable going long. But I that would probably put NASDAQ at the highs if we can get up there to the 330s. So let's see what we get. But lots of clear like wall of sellers sitting at that 23,200 on NASDAQ. And then we don't have anything really until 23,225. So could be a nice clear shot to 25 if we can clear 200.
This candle closing is going to be interesting. This 5-minute candle in the NQ, because if we get a surge down in the last 10 seconds, it becomes a pretty bearish candle. But if it hovers above 80, essentially it's a double wick rejection of that 170 level. Of course, it's also a double wick rejection of the area above. So it's going to be very interesting to see. This is kind of a decision candle for the NQ. Either it's just going to reestablish this chop zone we may be in for a bit. Or I think we're either going to test VWAP or break above the +1 standard deviation either on this candle or the next.
Where is your standard deviation line sitting, or where are they sitting?
Right now my +1 standard deviation is at 193-ish, give or take.
Okay. When you look at those, like, is there a certain time frame you watch those on?
5 minute.
5 minute. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, getting some selling coming in here on ES specifically. Lots of selling coming in.
Big selling volume on the NQ right there.
Yep.
Just had a big order filled at about the 75 level.
Ooh, yikes. We might test these lows here on ES. Ooh, lots of pressure coming in. Dang. Let's see if we break this 315 zone on ES here. Wow. Because we don't have anything on ES until 311, 310. Trying to hold, trying to bounce. I will be watching though. You know, if we get down to this 311, 310 area, I would potentially look for a bounce on ES. Definitely dependent on where NASDAQ is. I would expect NASDAQ to be around this 100 area if we do get down there. But I would expect some sort of reaction at those zones. So I'll be watching these pretty closely. See what we get here.
Oh boy. Well, another great guest here at Tradeify TV, and we'll be loading up Tank in the background. Hopefully in a few minutes. I think he's going to join us in the next 5 or 10 minutes. If we get word different on that, we'll let you know.
Yep.
Another surge of selling that just got ignored.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how the chat is doing. How are we doing today? Are we green on the day? I feel like today's price action, especially on the ES. I do like the ES. NASDAQ, not so much in my opinion. That long that Joey took was clean. I will say that was a clean long, but definitely more favorited today. Not just because I made money. I just feel like the levels were a lot cleaner today than they were yesterday. We just kept getting bottom ticked on every single one of those entries yesterday. It was just so frustrating. But yeah, I didn't get the best entry on that ES trade either, but at least we got the follow through.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep,
Hey, Miriam, you did get pushed off that leaderboard in the chat.
Oh, it's okay. I want number one. If I'm not number one, I don't want it.
Well, you got to work harder if you want.
Not first, you're last.
Because guess who's number one, Miriam?
I can't be number 3. Absolutely not.
Then work more.
I'd rather not be on there.
I didn't even want it.
Yeah, I don't even want it. Yeah.
That's where Matt would start saying, a lot.
Well, I'm not going to do it. What have I, a dancing monkey?
Yeah, kind of. A little bit.
Dance, puppet, dance.
Yeah.
I think that's how the market makes it
That's
work.
all I am to you guys. It's just a human soundboard. Okay, I get it.
Yeah,
It's okay. You do the best impressions on here.
Yeah, the sounds are really good, though.
Take the compliment because you won't be seeing much of those.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Damn.
Thanks, Dick.
All right, I deserve that.
Damn.
Not gonna lie, I kind of like this bear flag on ES forming on the 2-minute.
Hey, Mario S up 3,900 on gold. Nice, man. You can go buy an ounce of gold now. And go buy an ounce of gold and still have like what, $600 left? Great job.
Yeah. Actually.
All right, guys, we are loading up Tank in the background here. Give us. I'm gonna get ready here just a second.
No, that's not Tank, Matt. Too many buttons closed.
Yeah.
That's not Tank.
All right, I'm ready now. We're good. I don't know if they can hear you yet, Tank.
I don't know if anyone can hear that, but that
Let's
was
just bring him on. Guys, let's give it up for Tank in the chat.
Let's get some tanks in the chat.
Welcome,
Tank
Tank.
Tuesday.
Chat for Tank.
There he
Good
is.
morning, Tank. How are you doing?
Good morning, everybody. Very well, thank you. How are you?
Very
Oh,
good,
we're
very good.
fabulous now. Happy Tuesday to you.
Happy Tuesday.
Did
Hope
you
you
wear
guys
the
having
green?
a-
Because
Tuesday.
we're green on the day? What's happening here?
I mean, I'm green on the day, but I did see. No, I've got a. I'm a bit like Nick. I buy a lot of the same thing if I like it, and I have a lot of black. This exact top, but in black.
Nice.
But I have a couple of colors, and yeah, the missus said to me today, "Why don't you wear a colored one today?" So.
We always know what's best for our men.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd pop a green one on today.
I love that. Well, we're super
Yeah.
happy to have you on, of course, as usual. I know
Oh.
the chat is just thrilled to have you on as well. Let's get into it. I mean, do you have anything
Yeah.
set up for us today, or is this just going to be kind of like a
Yeah.
Q&A?
No, for sure. I actually put together something this morning. Exactly. We had that chat with Leah last week regarding risk, and I spoke to a lot of people about how you can determine your own risk parameters, not necessarily what's given to you. You don't have to always exercise a maximum. I think an example I've always used is when you go to a buffet. When you go to a buffet, you might have paid to eat as much as you can, or technically everything, but you don't do that. You kind of set your own parameter. You understand what you want to eat, how much of it you want to eat. You don't just exercise the right to eat everything just because you've paid for it. So similarly with our risk, you might get a daily drawdown allotted to you, but doesn't mean you exercise that. So I think I've created a little spreadsheet today that I think it's a little bit more technical than the one I brought up last week. So it's just something that I thought a lot of people could maybe use as just a little, like I said, like a little form of AI, just to assist them with their trading and their risk management. So yeah, we'll go through that today. I took a position today. I'd like to do maybe 4 minutes analysis on FTSE.
Yeah.
I think that might be. I mean, I was short this whole time that you guys were watching those markets, by the way, and I thought in the
You're a
background
beast.
it's quite amusing because I was a few pips away from my target short. As far as I was concerned, the market was going down. So we'll talk about that in a minute.
All
We'll
right.
talk about that in a minute.
Let's hear that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what I'll do probably first is quickly talk through the technical of FTSE, and it's going to be a technical. Hi all, hope you're very well.
Did you
Leah.
see what Leah said?
Oh, Leah. I saw the tweet you tweeted of your boys watching, so maybe they can take the baton on. Tell them that's where their school fund's now gone. But no, unfortunate to hear that. But yeah, we'll talk a little bit now, and we'll see what we can try and achieve. And if it helps you going forwards, then that's ideal. Hi everyone, hope you're well. Sorry, I can't say hi to everybody individually. But yeah, I think the first thing we'll do is probably pop on the chart and just very briefly talk through a few things with regards to FTSE, and then we'll get into the risk stuff that I was talking about earlier. And as always, if you have any questions, just pop it in the chat. But yeah, absolutely correct, Leah. One of the first things to do is put your hand up, take accountability, and that's what you've done. So it's a good step. We'll try and work out what we can do going forwards. So I need to share this screen, don't I? Share a screen with the others. That's assuming a lot about my buffet. Yeah, mine too, to be fair, Tanner. I agree. But yeah, I absolutely agree. The best buffet I think I've ever been to was a rooftop buffet in Dubai.
Wow.
And it was basically sponsored by Verve, and there was just Verve, and it was $280 all in. And it was champagne and crabs and snow crabs and lobsters and everything.
All the sea critters.
Everything, yeah. Big bucks. And so we thought, I think I earned my $280. Let's put it that
That's
way.
good. That's always even.
It's always good to start there. So let's have a look
Absolutely.
at this screen. Yeah, the entire screen. Lovely.
Yeah, also guys, in the chat, if you haven't already, make sure you follow Coach Tank on Instagram. If you search for Coach Tank, you're going to find him there, because there is going to be content coming out. I tell you that. Right,
Yeah.
Tank?
Yeah. I worked out how to use the selfie camera on my phone, and it's all going to kick off. I googled Merriam what talking heads are.
Oh, there you go.
I actually thought it was something. I didn't realize it was literally just a talking head. So
You're learning.
yeah. So we're going to be cracking on with that for sure. I'm just going to be basically adding content in terms of, once I've done sessions with people, I think it's worth, as it's fresh off, just kind of mentioning what we've discussed. And it's obviously all going to be discreet and anonymous, but talking about what we've discussed and the kind of pitfalls and the kind of strategies we're going to think about putting in place to try and mitigate against any sort of risks, operational or technical. So most of it will be relevant to a lot of people. There'll be things that I'll talk about, very short moments that I'll talk about that probably a lot of people can relate to. There'll be some things that you're absolutely fine with, of course. I ignore those, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sort of do a session. I'll post probably just after I've done sessions with live traders, just to kind of talk about what we've been through, really. And it varies a lot, so it's quite interesting. I think we'll have a look and see. So very quickly, FTSE this morning. Before we get down to the morning, I'll start off very brief, if you don't mind. We did speak about this last week. I remember talking about FTSE being in a bullish trend. Remember, I spoke about FTSE long because in terms of trade tariffs, turns out that the UK are getting one of the best deals with the US. So FTSE long always feels like a fundamentally good option as well, because there's a lot more faith behind the UK stock market, given the fact that Trump has given us quite a low tariff. So FTSE long was always a good option. And here you can see that's kind of where we were last week, Tuesday. Channel drew a trend line. Remember, I color coordinate my lines. So blue is hourly, purple is 15, and pink is 5. Reason I do that, works both on black charts and white charts. And if you're in any time frame, it's good to understand where a line has come from. Therefore, you can ascertain its relevance. For instance, if I was in the 1 hour chart and I saw a pink line, that's not relevant because it's a 5-minute bit of analysis, and that's not really relevant in the 1 hour charts. However, if I was in the 5-minute charts and I saw a purple line, that would be relevant because the 15-minute levels will be relevant in the 5. So color coordinating just kind of helps you determine where you got your levels from, how relevant they are. So just here, bullish channel, we can all see that. Okay, so we saw the market tapping on the top, tapping on the bottom. We got our 4 beautiful touches, so very, very happy. And technically, so I'm going to get a little bit nerdy here, but technically, when you're trading the breakout of a channel, top or bottom, the first target, so your T1, technically, this is old school, but this is how it used to be, was the width of the channel projected from the breakout. So it's very, very simple, just the width of the channel projected from the breakout. So if I did something like this, I wanted to solidify that line here. All I do is take that width, copy it as always. There's your breakout. Okay, so we got an initial breakout here. You could have taken that, you could have taken this. Again, with my support and resistance levels, I always take the extreme into consideration. And in this instance, the extreme is at the wick. So if you see there, this for me, and I do the same on horizontal lines as well, because remember, I'm always looking for a little bit more confirmation. So even on my support resistance levels, I'll take the wicks and the tails into consideration when trading breakouts or placing stop losses. So that's the level that I would be looking to go long through. And you can see it did respect it again once, twice, 3 times, and then we got the breakout. So for me, we were looking at something along the lines of this as T1, okay? And very happily, very pleasantly, market popped itself up there. Okay, so that's a different kettle of fish. I mean, you could have then had a look at your, again, really nice technical setups here. Again, fundamentally, we're looking bullish, remember? But we also had something, I think, does Brett use fibs? You guys don't particularly use fibs too much, do you?
Yeah, I think Brett uses
Brett
the golden
does.
pocket, so he uses the.
Brett does, doesn't he? Yeah.
Mhm.
So something like this. So we started to have the market moving. It's moving up from here. So there's the move up and down. If we just take, sorry, that's the one I would like. If we just take this kind of move here, something like that. Yeah, so from here, market made, this is the move up, big move up, and you can see there, pull back, Respected the 50% retracement once, twice. Not just respected it, guys. I know a lot of you like to trade price patterns also. I don't know if you're aware, but so first of all, we had the pullback. I'm going to get rid of the lines that have been broken because they end up just being noise. If I do something like this, you can see we did pull back in the form of a double bottom. Okay, so I think a lot of you are aware of double bottoms. It's very simple. Failure at a level, failure at another level. So here is your double bottom, once, neckline, twice, and off we went. So you got a double bottom on a pullback of a bullish move. Okay, it's a really nice place to find a double bottom, suggesting a reversal of this short correction for a continuation of the major trend. Again, it's something that, a lot of traders will look to trade, and you could enter through the neckline. So through the neckline would have been an entry through this little level here. So this level here would have been your entry when the hourly. So I'm just going to stick that very briefly into blue. Hourly's baby blue. So your entry would be through something like this. Again, what might you look to target? You're looking again, ideally for the 100% of this initial move. So if we took that and just took it from the pullback here, you'll notice that we did make the 100% almost to the T. So again, these are just technicals in line with the background idea that we're looking at a bullish FTSE again on the back of Trumpleton. So technicals in line, in conjunction, it's called confluence. Okay, so if you see bullish confluence, you're basically looking for weights of evidence. Guys, that's all we're doing. Okay, if you want to try and get as much weight of evidence as possible, the odds are that something is, it's the same as in the court of law. Okay, the way law works is you look for evidence, and the more evidence you have, the more likely it is. It's also important to take quality evidence. Okay, so again, you're going to have different indicators, and they're going to have different weights of evidence. I used to lecture about this a lot, and I sort of said, if you saw if there was an incident in the street, a robbery or something, and the police turned up and they were going to take an eyewitness report, and they had two options. They had a school teacher on her way to school, or they had a drunken guy still pissed from last night, and they both gave eyewitness reports. It's the same eyewitness report, same piece of evidence, but obviously one will have more weight than the other, given the quality of the information. So the same thing applies to your indicators. Some indicators will give you an idea about something. Some indicators will hold more weight and give you a better idea. The idea is, though, that we're trying to get confluence throughout all of our indicators. So here, bullish on the fundamentals, the trend is still up, we've broken out, we've retraced back to the 50% in the form of a double bottom, which is a reversal pattern, but reversing this little correction, this pullback, for a continuation to the top side. And again, 100% is your target there. It's important to also understand when something is overextended. Okay, I talk about this a lot. It's something that used to happen in Bitcoin a lot. Essentially exponential growth. Okay, when things are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, it's really important that you understand it can't last forever. Yeah, you practice these sorts of things in an aeroplane. I used to fly an aeroplane, and it's called a stall. I don't know, Nick, you've probably been involved in something like this at some point in your life.
Yep.
When an aeroplane goes up and up and up, and its trajectory is getting steeper and steeper exponentially, it'll get to a stage where it doesn't have the thrust to continue, and a little propeller plane engine cuts, and you get a stall, and then you get a really, really extreme correction. Same thing happens in markets. Markets don't have the ability to continue exponential growth. Often they don't. Okay, certain things do, but often they don't. And then you'll see a big pullback. So again, we've noticed that there's a bit of a pullback, overextension here. So you're expecting a bit of a pullback, still made a nice higher high up to that 100%. This brings me now to this morning. And 15 minute, I know it's 15 minute because those lines are purple. So I pop it straight in the 15-minute chart. And this is where we were this morning today. And this is something that I wanted to test today as well, because often I'm somebody that has a time limit on trades. So if I enter a trade in the morning, I'm going to expect to be out within a couple of hours, 3 hours max. I don't ever really want to hold anything into the US session. However, what I've found is that just from back testing, when I say what I've found, it's back testing and, taking notes whilst you're placing trades. But a lot of things that have happened in the US have actually mirrored a little bit of the London session of late. So I think you guys are quite lucky, because you really should study the UK session to understand what's going to happen in your session to some extent. And when I say the UK session, you need to look at European markets, I'm afraid. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Okay, you can analyze other markets, doesn't mean you have to trade them. I'll give you an example here. All of my FX pairs I analyze to understand this, where the strength of the dollar is, where the strength of the euro is, where the strength of sterling is. Doesn't mean I'll necessarily trade them, but I use them as indicators for European markets, for US markets. So here, for instance, this was the market overnight, just drifting, obviously. We created a nice little resistance level here, very good support level here. What makes it very good? Multiple touches, minimal breaks. So here we can see, broke it here once, twice, 3 times, little cluster. 4 times this level was respected. For me, that's a level that I can then trade through should we break through. I didn't just trade through it there, remember, I took the little wicks, the little tails here, and put an order south side of that. Again, the market's been there and dipped in. You can do that again in reverse on you, so please be aware. Take extremes into consideration. Similarly, with my stop loss placement, it wasn't placed just above the resistance level that I had in place. That's resistance because of this touch, and most recently this cluster. It was also above the spike. Yeah, because if it's been there, it can be there, go there again, and then come back down. So confirmation on both sides, on entry and on stop loss. We then look at the target. All I'm doing is looking at this information here. Have a look at this information and try and ascertain whether there's a relevant level. Obviously, this cluster was these lows were going to be relevant at some point. Have a look to the left once, little cluster, once again, something going on there. Nothing really to the left, but that doesn't matter because most recent price action respected this area. So that's a target for me. It's a big target for me because that was a 2-to-1. Okay, so I know that it's going to take a little bit longer than normal, being a 2-to-1, but I was usually trying to get out before US market open. In this instance, like I said, I'm testing it because I've noticed that the US has actually propelled the UK in the same direction. So whilst you guys were talking about ES, and yeah, you had quite a bit of movement, bit of volatility going on, you also had your data, of course. Yeah, I was short FTSE. So as far as I was concerned, this was going to continue on its way down, and kind of hit target, as you can see there, 1550. So what's that? It's 10:15 for you guys. Yeah, so 10:15 for you guys in the morning. It was the US Open that propelled us down to target, kind of as I imagined. It's now pushing through. What am I going to do about this? Absolutely nothing, okay, because you can clearly see the level of evidence that I need to take a trade. Simply the bearish break of this level or this level without anything else. There's no way for me to put a stop loss in anywhere here. So for me, party's over. But hopefully you can understand the mechanism behind all of that. There's a process, and I think that's something that a lot of people need to really, really work on, is have a clear, concise process before you get involved in anything, rather than getting in sort of like off the cuff. So risk management's important, but also an entry system is important. And if it's not there, it's not in your target, then you don't take it. But that was a little move on FTSE this morning. I think you can probably have a look at so how do you measure overextension? Which indicator? So sometimes, Javier, you can use your eye. Okay, I know you can use just trend lines to some extent. Okay, so indicators are interesting because there's so many indicators. Okay, I think on a broker that I used once, they had an indicator called Awesome Indicator. That they named it Awesome Indicator. And obviously, they assume everyone's going to use it and think, wow, this one's awesome. So yeah, it's ridiculous how you could name an indicator Awesome Indicator. Right. But really understand the relevance of an indicator, and a really good way to do that, in my opinion, is to test it. Okay, so go back, test it, check its relevance, determine for yourself how useful or how relevant something is. Don't just take anybody's word for it. But I'm just going to quickly show you this. I know we don't have that much time. I'm going to quickly show you this. Original Bitcoin run up. Okay, original Bitcoin run up. This is it. So we're a long way away, I know. but I do know a lot of people that were involved around this time. I told you where I used to work. Every Friday there was a market day where I used to work, a place called St. Catherine's Dock near Tower Bridge. Tower Bridge, not London Bridge. Tower Bridge, the one that opens. The guy around about this time, maybe around 2017, he was taking Bitcoin as payment for pizza and pasta. He had a 2017. Honestly, he had a stall in the market every Friday, and everyone taps card. He took Bitcoin, and he was genuinely taking Bitcoins, and people could pay in Bitcoin for their pizza.
That's nuts.
And a lot of people thought they were getting free pizza, basically, because nobody thought Bitcoin would take off. And obviously, hopefully he's done all right with that. But what I want to show you is this. So we're on the daily. So just to keep things consistent, my daily levels are done in orange. So here we go. Okay, there's the initial gradient of growth. We take this next gradient here. So from that touch to that touch. I'm answering your question of how can you understand overextension, by the way, not necessarily always require an indicator. So then we take this one, and from here, I'm going up to that low here. And then we take this one, and I'm going to go from here straight up to there. And then finally, remember, this is the first one, okay? And the exact same thing happened with the second one, by the way, which I don't have time to show you that. And then we did something like that. So if you notice these yellow lines, what kind of growth is that? Can anybody answer the question? What kind of growth is that? What is that growth called? That type of growth? Little mathematical word.
Exponential?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sorry. When I ask a question, I'm asking the people in the chat as well as you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Don't worry. Yeah, yeah. It's exponential, isn't it? No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Put your mouth, Mariam.
So exponential. Yes, exponential growth is very, very difficult. Exponential growth is very, very difficult to continue. The only way something continues with that sort of trajectory is if it is a rocket ship. Okay, so you must expect a drastic pullback when you see growth like this, and you don't want to be buying at the top here. I liken it to buying, if I close my hand at the buy when I'm at the end of my breath. So if I was blowing and you buy up there, it's not wise, because obviously I'm going to have to take an inhale. And that's essentially all you're doing. So when you see a market that's growing at such a steep gradient, it's not sustainable. That's why when we look at trending markets, we like consistent, sustainable trends, not exponentially growing trends, because generally what's going to happen is there's going to be a steep pullback. I also know people that purchase Bitcoin at 20,000 as well. So it's one of those things, but buying up there in any market's not wise, because the odds are market's going to take an inhalation and you're going to come back down. Okay, so here we can see overextension, exponential growth. If you put on an RSI, if you put on momentum indicators, you'd see massively overbought. Of course you would. If you looked at all of your overextension indicators, mainly the momentum ones, they'll show you that you're overbought. But just with a simple trend line, you could achieve the same thing as well. Okay, and you could have applied this exact same thing here. You could have applied this exact same thing here. Okay, so the same thing happened: exponential growth, and then boom, we came down. Okay, so just be aware of that with all of your markets. I think it's something to be aware of. These are sorts of things that you'll pick up as you progress through and gain a little bit more experience, I guess. But you don't need lots of fancy indicators to understand that something is growing exponentially, and therefore, I mean, let's look at this. So this is the second run up, 2020, 2021. You can see the exponential growth on this. It's always due a pullback. Okay, and that's exactly what you got. You actually got a slightly complex head and shoulder pattern at the top here. You could, like I said, also apply with that your momentum indicators. If I just stick on just very simply an RSI here, we can clearly see that with these highs, higher high to higher high to higher high, your RSI is showing you quite clear bearish divergence. So momentum is reducing with those highs. That suggests it's running out of steam. And again, like the candlesticks I spoke about before, you've got a few options. You could use overbought and bearish divergence to maybe go short. You could use it to refrain from going long, or you could use it to manage a current long position because it looks like it's running out of steam. So there's multiple ways in which you can use as indicators, but try and look for confidence. Guys, you're given a lot of tools, maybe too many tools, I think. So the idea is far too many tools. I mean, it's the same sort of in a restaurant. Like I said, my train of thought is I like to cook Italian style with a few ingredients, but good ingredients, and I use them well. So I prefer that because it's less cluttered than to sort of get really, really into nitty gritty. I mean, I started, like I said, with my background, I started with algorithms, and I started with a lot of maths, and I started with a lot of statistics and a lot of numbers. And I thought actually it wasn't enjoyable, but also we don't particularly need that. We can just identify the best indicators for us and what we're trying to achieve, and use them well. And by well, I mean, don't have any leeway. Don't sort of say, yeah, this kind of looks good today, but it's not quite good there, but it doesn't matter, I'll still get involved. Okay, so it's really important that you understand confluence through indicators, confluence with your fundamentals, all of those. When you get a tick, 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 make sure your risk reward ratio is on point, make sure your stop is placed correctly, and then you're kind of good to go. If none of those are there, walk the dog, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, that's as simple as that. It's a tricky one when you want to trade, when you enjoy trading, when you need to trade. That's probably the darkest place to be, by the way, when you need to trade. So
I've said that many times on the show, where you get into a desperation, and it's it's like I've had good friends of mine that we've gone nights out, and they've said, mate, I need to meet a girl tonight. And have they chosen wisely? No. When you put yourself in a situation of desperation, you're going to lower the bar. You're going to massively make decisions you shouldn't make. So put yourself in a position whereby hopefully, it's not something you need to do. And then get yourself into financially good position if you want to then trade yourself full time, whereby you don't ever feel the need to, i.e. give yourself a buffer. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Give yourself a buffer of a couple of months. If you get ahead of the game a couple of months, you're actually going to outperform and get actually further ahead. If you are going paycheck to paycheck, so to speak, it's very, very difficult to trade objectively. So there's a few things you can do. There's a few things you need to be aware of. But if you just try and focus on your process rather than your outcome, then usually your outcome sorts itself out. So just do the process correctly. I think that's really, really important. I mean, we've just had Wimbledon finish, and that's all they were talking about. When they were talking about serves, when they were talking about first serves, second serves, they were all talking about process, not the game, not the point, just the process of a first serve, getting a first serve percentage and this kind of things. So be aware of that. Okay, I think it's quite important. But that was a little bit on footsie. Okay, a little bit of trading, a little bit of analysis, a little bit of technical. It's quite simple, like I said, but like I said, you'll see that across the board with a lot of different assets. I can imagine now just having a look here. Sorry, let me get rid of this. How far did you make it in Wimbledon this year, Tank?
How far did I make it? I didn't go actually this time. We didn't plan to go. We didn't go in the end. But the Brits got to. If you're talking about the Brits, they got to.
I meant you personally. I figured you'd at least make the quarters this year.
Oh wow! No, I've got 2 reconstructed shoulders, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh wow!
I don't know if anybody's aware of that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just hearing excuses at this point.
I used to play a lot of rugby to a decent level, and there's titanium bolts in here, and there's metal plates in here. So, yeah. Tennis racket, I can just about play ping pong now, to be fair. So,
back in 2018, my parents went over to London to visit. Well, now he's my brother-in-law's family, because him and my sister have been dating for quite some time. My dad is a huge tennis guy. He watches Wimbledon every single year. He played up until he really physically couldn't play much anymore. And so they really wanted to try to get him just really onto the grounds because they were there while Wimbledon was going on. And so my sister and her now husband were going to go camp out for some of the passes, just see. Well, they found out about the lottery for center court. So between about 8 or 9 family members, they set up as many screens as they could get and kept refreshing. When the very limited seats were, for every day were announced for center court. And thankfully, it was early in the tournament, so it wasn't like you're competing with people to go to the finals or semis. And they got him 2 tickets to a day at center court. It was the 3rd or 4th day of the tournament. He got to see, this was years ago, so he got to see like Federer, Djokovic, Serena, you name it, person that was playing tournament, he got to see him. So that was so cool for him to experience. You bring up Wimbledon, I thought of that.
Yeah. No, it's a very different experience. You see a lot of players talk about it, they'll play around the world, but 1886, I believe, the first championships at Wimbledon. 1886. So that's the sort of history of that place. But it is impeccable. Like, you could eat off any surface, outside or inside. It's kind of that impeccable. But it's all done and dusted now, which is great. I'm just having a look at this FTSE, by the way. If you were looking to trade through something like this, remember what I said, you pop it into a smaller time frame, you manage it with just a stop loss. So there was my target that was taken. So what I could have done, instead of be closed out at a T1, if I wanted to trade through this, you could trade through using a trailing stop loss. Okay, so this is how you can look to maximize your profits if it's something you wanted to do. So as this market came down here on a 5-minute chart, we can see we had a little bit of a stall here. It's not really a pullback for me. Technically, I say 2 to 3 candles for a pullback. We got 1, 2, 3. They weren't brilliant, but they technically were 3 green candles. Therefore, 1, 2, 3, we did get a pullback. So what you would have been within your right to have done was to have moved your stop loss to here. So moved your stop loss to there. I'm going to pop it in red. Move your stop loss to here and just remove the target. Okay, in this moment, you take that target, you throw it away miles away, just called a throwaway target. It goes there, it goes there. But we're going to manage this with a trailing stop loss now. And the way that I like to do that always is when you get a pullback. So as this market came down here, it broke through that 1 hour level that we thought might be relevant and then retested it. Fine, it's come back down. We're going to call that little retest the next place where you've trailed your stop. So you can now put it to here. So now essentially we're taking extra profit from where the target was. It's now flirting around, and I still have an idea in mind, because go back to the 15. I know it's 15 because it's purple again. Here's the lows. So we got these lows here, Monday morning essentially. So 1, 2, 3 again, decent little level. Gonna put it right about there. That's going to be the level that potentially we may get to. Okay, it's FTSE. It's the afternoon. It's 4 o'clock in the FTSE. I think after the US, it's a bit of a tired market after the US Open. So now look, I'm getting to 4 p.m. today. US traders are now, it's sunny, it's warm. UK traders, it's sunny, it's warm. They're already thinking about what they're ordering at the bar. So I think we're going to start to slow down. So to ask that to get down to here in the next hour is a lot. But if you were somebody, like I said, that wanted to do it and wanted to trail, you simply do something like that. In my book, okay, I prefer to trail behind a clear and obvious little pullback or stall rather than just on an arbitrary pip value or point value. So as you know, I do the pip and point value we spoke about with Nick last week when you're trading really fast data breakouts or something like that, or a really fast open or something where the market's going to go really quickly and it could pull back just as quickly. Whereas here we're just kind of happily meandering down, and all you need to do now is wait 1, 2, another 15 minutes to see what this has done. Should it transpire that this has made another little stall here, another couple of candles, and then made a new lower low. Okay, that's how we define a new lower high when we make a new lower low. Then you just trail your stop loss down to that little high and continue so on until you get stopped out. Okay, so that's a way that you can, if you wanted to, that's a way that you can increase your profits if you wanted to really be on the trade yourself. I'm very much an A to B. I like to be out at a target. I'm not a fan of the stress of trailing something further and further. Also, my targets often are very good levels whereby the market bounces off them. So had I moved my stop loss to here and removed my target, often what will happen to me is it will come down to that level where it should have taken profit, and it would bounce off it and then stop me out there at the lesser price. So for me personally, I like to get out at my targets. But yeah, it's a little bit on FTSE. We're going to talk a little bit about risk, if that's all right.
Absolutely.
Do it.
Cool.
Absolutely.
I haven't seen any of the chat really, but I don't know if there's been many questions. I think everyone's just...
I did want to mention real quick just about the markets, if you don't mind. So I did take a long here on ES. This trade is in break even right now. I'm actually moved one of my stops to 304.75, but I did take a shot at that long at 63.0250. The reason I took that is because if you look at the charts here, we held NASDAQ at the 100 level. That was also a key level I was looking for. We're also right down in that demand zone on ES. So I took my shot at 300 with a stop at 98. Right now we are in profits. So I'm going to just see if we can run this up to, I want to shoot for 315. So just wanted to mention that real quick.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. I mean, you're using the three of them. I mean, you're using the three of them in a conjunction, which is really, really useful. I think, there are certain levels that we might not have perfectly on one index, but it's kind of there on the other. So you kind of know it's roundabout. There is relevance, for instance. So I completely understand that. And how are you going to manage it? Have you got a target in, or are you going to sort of let this one continue?
Yeah, 315 is my target on this, so we'll see. I'll hold a runner.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. And are you trailing it? Your stop loss? Or are you going to just...
I am. Yeah, my stop. I have a stop at 63.0325, so just above where my entry is at, and then I just moved another one to 63.05. So I'm in the profits regardless, but I'm going to keep trailing this to that level that we're shooting for.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, that seems reasonable. I mean, I probably would. Is it yes? You said, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. The only thing is there might be a slight chance of on a 1 minute chart, a slight chance of a little downtrend, downtrend line.
That's the one I'm looking at too.
So on the 1 minute chart, there's a little 1, 2, 3 touch, and we're kind of just flirting with that now.
Right.
So yeah, it might be something to be aware of. You pop through there, then I think you're happy to 315. But yeah, that's the only thing that I'd probably be aware of. But no, very cool. I mean, there's plenty going on. I'm sure a lot of people watching this are getting good value. So.
I hope so. Well, definitely from you.
Yeah.
Definitely from you.
No, it's good. It's all good. It's all good. Right, so I'm going to pop up this little bit in drawdown. Okay, how long do we have? We got
as long as you want, brother. You take as much time as you need. Right.
So this is something that I put together. I wanted to talk about this today. And I'm going to go through this, the little slides quickly. I just made these this morning. Okay, so bear with me. If you could share my screen. It's Drew, isn't it?
That long is working out beautifully, Miriam. Nice entry.
Yeah, you've broken through that 1 minute, haven't you? So happy days.
Thank you. Yeah, shooting for that 315. Let's see if we get it.
Right. That's on my chart, isn't it? No, that's not ideal. Share my entire screen. This one. Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry, Drew.
Drew's running his paycheck this week without background.
Drew is, he's working overtime.
Yeah, little Nicky's off. Sorting out a prenup, I assume.
Frolicking somewhere.
He's getting in touch with his lawyers.
Awesome. Don't worry. We're going to interrogate him on stream next week.
He's not off that easily.
Yeah. He was wearing a very tight pair of trousers for that proposal.
You know what? My fiance said the exact same thing. That was her whole takeaway from that picture.
That was a risky lunge.
Any circulation in his.
Yeah, a risky lunge. So what I wanted to talk about actually was drawdown, okay? Because I feel like this is a an ongoing topic of drawdown, and really, for me, what exactly is a drawdown? So this is a little bit of technical, okay? If you're going to struggle to stay with me on this, watch this back, because we're going to bring up an Excel spreadsheet in a minute. It's going to have some formulae as well that will be very, very useful to a lot of you. So drawdown, very simple, as you can see here. It's the decline from a high to a trough, okay? That's basically the biggest move down, and that's what a lot of investors look at when they're looking to invest, and that's exactly what you should look at, okay? The idea of a drawdown. Okay, so here you can see it's generally done in percentage. A lot of traders work in percent. We don't really talk about dollars or pounds, because if I said to you, yeah, you know what, I made £5,000 today, in my opinion, that kind of means jack shit, because if I £20,000 for that £5,000, it wasn't very good trading, was it? So you kind of need a level of context, which is why we tend to use percentages, and generally people also understand what percentage you're probably going to be risking. But the idea here is 6% drawdown from the high. That's all it is. Okay, little calculation there. This is an ideal curve, as you can see. Okay, for sure, an ideal equity curve. Little and often, we haven't got huge pullbacks, and we haven't got huge moves to the top side. And this is the kind of thing I wanted to look at. Okay, and the bottom line is if you start $100,000, okay, this is the thing that a lot of people don't appreciate. They think 10% down, I make it 10% and I'm back up. But your drawdown is linear. What that means is you can draw it with a straight line. So these red bars, you could draw with a straight line. Okay, so your drawdown is linear. However, the resultant or subsequent recovery of those values in terms of percentage of a fund of your equity is exponential. Okay, so this is what a lot of people don't appreciate, that a drawdown is linear. 100,000, you lose 80, you lose 90, you go for 20, you go to 10, fine. But to make that back, have a look at this. If you got down to 10,000 from 100,000, you got down to 10,000, you need to make back 900% to get just to even. And usually what you'll find is traders at that moment will just be swinging for the fence. They'll be just going red or black, because I can't trade my way back out of this. I can gamble my way back out of this, and it might work, it might not work. So the idea is don't ever get put in that position in the first place, because it's very, very, very dangerous to get put in that position in the first place, because to get yourself back out of it, most people will revert to poor trading practice and just start gambling. Okay, so please understand this kind of thing. Understand how important your risk is. Understand how important your account is. Really, really try and nurture it. Otherwise, guys, go to I've always said, if you're not going to plan to trade consistently with purpose, with a system, go to a casino. They give you free booze.
I've said that exact same thing before. At least you'll get some entertainment and some people watching.
Yeah. You'll see some classy dancers. You'll get some nice wings, and you get some free booze. There's no point doing it on your trading account. So when you're going to trade, I suggest the idea is you really focus on nurturing and looking after that account, because trying to earn it back correctly, it's very, very difficult. So this is what I wanted to show you. This is the thing I created this morning, actually, with you in mind, Leah. Okay, with you in mind, and with a lot of traders in mind, because it's difficult at the start of your day, during your day, to work out what you should be putting on a trade and what you shouldn't, what's too much, what's ideal. So I just thought I'll create this little Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to go over every cell that has a formula. So if you want to see it and write it down, you can. If you want to go back and have a look at it, you can. Because actually, the only thing that we need to type in here going forwards is a running P&L. Okay, everything else is going to be automatically calculated. It's not super complex. Okay, trust me, I skipped a lot of Excel learning days, and so it's not super complex. But the idea is this. We start with $10,000. Okay, start with $10,000. First thing you'll notice, as I haven't put dollar signs. Why? Anybody can tell me why I haven't put dollar signs, first of all. Why did I not put dollar signs?
Is it a psychological thing?
Yeah, it also fucks up my formula, but,
Fair
that
enough.
was a trick question. But yeah, it really is a psychological thing.
That's funny.
Okay, the moment you start to see it as dollars, you start to, like I said, the moment you see dollars, the moment you see minus dollars, the moment you panic, just keep it as numbers. Okay, if there was a little sign for M&Ms, it'd be 500 M&Ms, it'd be 500 jelly babies, something meaningless. So the idea is if we had $10,000 equity, very, very simple. You now predetermine what percent of that you're going to risk per trade, your maximum risk per trade. And then we're going to put percentage of your maximum percentage loss for the day. Okay, so I've just put in two values here of 2% max per trade, 6% for the day. So if I take three trades at maximum 222, I'm out for the day. Simple as that. But what I wanted to do here was have something ongoing. So if we start, this was yesterday. Yesterday I started at $10,000, 10,000, running P&L throughout the day. Let's say I finished that day. Let's say 200 up. 800 up, for instance. Okay, 800 up. My current equity then is 10,800, and I can risk 216. Okay, at the start of the day when it was 10, just the 10,000, you'll see here when I put 0 in, my equity is 10, my risk per trade is $200, and my risk for the day is 600, and my drawdown is 9,400. So if I get to 9,400, I'm out for the day. Okay, but I wanted this 9,400 to also move. Okay, because the idea is remember what we said about drawdown? It's from the high. It's not from where you started your life, it's from the high. Okay, and it's the same in life in general. Okay, if you started, if you started at the bottom and you just had you're renting a 2-bedroom flat with a friend and that's where you started, but you make your way up to having an 8-bedroom mansion with a pool, and then you lose all of that, you're not back to the start, are you? You've lost a considerable amount. So I think the idea is you should have a trailing idea of your drawdown from the high always. So if we made 500 profit in our first trade, for example, my equity's gone up to here, and now my daily drawdown, you can see that it says 9,900. Yeah, because it's kind of followed me. That 600 is from the high. So that 600 loss that we spoke about, that 600 loss is actually from the high. Okay, I hope that makes sense. It's from the current equity. So if I go up now to, 1,000 profit, yes, and I keep trading, I can now trade $220, 220 per trade, because it's a percentage of my equity, which is now 1,100. But I can now go down to 10,400. And if I get to 10,400, I'm done. I'm cooked. And that means I leave the day with 400 profit at least. Yeah, so it's a way that you'll basically continue trading if things are going well for you, but you have a sort of trailing stop loss in your head in terms of on your equity, that if you then came back down to that, you're out. And like I said, if you ended up with a really good day, which is unlikely with these numbers these percentages that I'm talking about, again, this has now made its way up. Okay, but this day, the amount that can go down is based on your starting equity. Okay, but your in-trade risk per trade changes based on your current equity. Okay, and if it ends up being negative, if we lose money, these will turn to, they should turn red. Okay, so the idea is you can just put things in here, 800. Put things in here, and now it already calculates my starting equity for today, okay, because it's the final equity of yesterday. I need to obviously take this formula and drag it down like so. Let's put that back to white. And if I stick a 0 in here, so we've just started the day, these are the numbers. So, that right? Yes. It's not right. All right.
Could have put the dollar sign.
Why has that not done that? Let's try that again. Let's try it again. Oh wow, it's even worse.
Whoopsies.
T10, E11.
Welcome to Excel Building with Coach Tank. Today's segment, we're building a table with a formula.
To be fair, that is correct. That is correct. I know why it looks so crazy, because I put 8,000 in here and it should have been 800. There we go.
There we go.
So if you make 800, so the formula was completely correct. I just print a little error here. Operational error happens under pressure. So 800 here. This is our starting equity. This is our risk per trade for the day. This is our daily drawdown. Okay, so this is the number. If you get to that, you're out. And the idea is, guys, that you add in after you've closed every trade out, and it will show you your current equity. It will show you what you can now risk per trade. If I ended up getting this to $500 profit, I can now go up to 226 per trade. Okay, and the idea is and then my daily drawdowns to this. So it's going to continually calculate it for you, and it's a very, very simple thing. Okay, starting equity, you type that in here. This is actually going to be equals this value here. Okay, and it will calculate it normally. It will drag it down. This one here, current equity, is just simply starting equity plus your running P&L. If I put that to minus 100, you'll see it will turn red, and that goes to 10,700. Okay, so that minus. So the idea is it's a very simple thing to help you once you get to understand it a bit better. The calculation here, your trade. I've used a little dollar signs because it locks the cell. Okay, so basically that's locked in this 2% here. It's always going to multiply it by 2% here to work out what my risk per trade is. This is going to be the 6% there. You can see it's locked it in with these dollar signs. It locks in that cell. So I'm working out my daily loss, which is 6%. And it will change, because the moment I put this as, let's say I want to reduce my risk per trade to 1%, this should, have a look at the risks per trade, should change to 1%. It does. Yeah, so if you want to alter it and you want to say, you know what, I'm only going to probably take one trade today, so I'm actually going to be happy taking a 3% trade, let's say, if it's in line, then you can see you can increase it like that. It's just a way for you to very simply have to think less when you're in the moment. It's really important we try to automate as much as we can, so that in the moment we're just trying to apply ourselves to we're just trying to focus on applying our strategy as best as possible. And a little Excel spreadsheet like this, the daily drawdown, again, it's going to be very simple here. You can see, if I double click on this, you'll see it's simply a current equity, take away that predetermined risk for the day. Yep, $600 or jelly babies, whatever, was the initial risk for the day, 6% of this 10,000. So that's all it's going to work out. Similarly here, we have, this is the 6% of 10,800. So it's a current equity, take away that. Very, very simple. Okay, so the idea is create something like this, because it will help you in the moment make decisions. Can we get that? You can make it, hopefully, on the 800, but I didn't want to call the coach out. Yeah, sorry, it's definitely 800, not 8,000 there. Call me out, by the way. Okay, we're all human, by the way, and we've all got thick skin, so if we make mistakes, please pop your hand up or just say, you know what, I think you made a mistake. Honestly, we've got thick skin and we know we're all human, so not a problem. But yeah, the idea is just try and work these things out. Guys, I don't know if we can make it public or send it out to people. It's probably could. I don't know, Nick, is that something we do? Do we send people?
If you would just upload it to like a Google Drive and then share the link in the chat here, they can
probably put it in Discord too.
Yeah, that would be the easiest way to do it.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll it's hardly a masterpiece, but sure.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, just
Yeah.
the way it is right now. Upload it to Google
Okay.
Drive, and we'll share the link here in the chat.
Okay. Okay. So what we'll do is I'll upload it after this, and then the guys can send the link out tomorrow or something like that.
Or something like that.
Or something like that. Cool. But yeah, it's a useful way. It's a useful mechanism. Okay, it's something that I think is quite useful. Like I said, as you continue through your day, you just go on, and then tomorrow. So at the end of the day today, so let's say I finished today, my FTSE trade finished, let's say 600 up. I then drag this down. I know that I drag this down. I know that I'm going to start my day tomorrow at this closing equity of yesterday. Which is today's closing equity. I then drag all of this down. It says, I put in 0 here, and that's where we're kind of starting the day. Yep, so I'm starting the day tomorrow where I'm allowed to risk 228 per trade based on my 2% of 11,400. Yep, that's essentially where it's come from. Current equity, 2% of current equity. Yep. So, and the day is going to be 6% of the starting day. Yes. So that's where my day's risk is, and that's the number, key number, because if you continually go straight down from the start, that's where we close all operations at this price here. Yeah, that would be a maximum of 6% of your starting. So a 6% drawdown essentially. So don't just do it based on numbers, because the numbers change all the time. So do it based on percentage. It's going to help you with growth. It's going to help you manage your drawdown. It's going to help you manage your recovery, rather than just simply values. ChatGPT, yeah, probably. I'll be honest with you. AI, I'm still on it. Okay, I'm still learning. One of my friends just finished her PhD in artificial intelligence and marketing. So she's going to be in demand, I think it's fair to say. She's done a PhD in artificial intelligence and marketing. But I'm picking her brains, and I'm going to try and understand exactly how we use these things. But yeah, I'm a little bit old school still. And yeah, I like to put in the formulas and do things myself just so I get a full understanding of what's going on. But that's a little insight into a little spreadsheet that you can create to help you track your in-play risk. Okay, predetermine it and stick to it. And like I said, if you don't stick to something like this, team, if you just keep going down and not reducing your risk, you might want to have a day where you say, listen, I've had a couple of losses. I would like to reduce my risk to even, 0.5%, let's say. Then I know that tomorrow, 16th, I can risk 57 per trade. Okay, it's rounded up to 1, but it is 0.5. Okay, I've just not got 2 decimal points. So, and then if you go back up to your 2, you know that then you're going to be back up at 228. So it's a nice way for you to aid you with your decision making. So you can just focus on your analysis rather than the numbers as well, because for sure they're a pain in the ass. I'm trying to do the number crunching as well. Do you have any questions on that? Wouldn't say it isn't much, but actually helps quantify for many new traders. Risk a day, it's a system they didn't have before. Yeah, fine. Thank you, Boundless. I appreciate that. Yep. Yeah, that's the idea. Okay, so the idea is hopefully it's just going to help your day-to-day process so you can focus on other things. Okay, we need a lot of help, team, when we're doing this, because there's a lot to take into consideration, as I'm sure you're now aware of. So if you can create little shortcuts for yourself that are effective, that essentially help you focus on other things that you need to spend your time on, then it's going to help you endlessly. So try and work out a few little things like this. Okay, do you have any other questions before I clock off? I managed to do that perfectly by 1/2 past. What do we think? Anybody, guys, any questions? Ask me now. Yeah, and as Nick said, I am going to start to post content on Instagram. So if you do want to follow me, Trading Coach Tank, I think that was it. Trading Coach Tank.
Coach Tank asking for a follow before GTA 6. Damn.
And I'm gonna have to post something. So yes. I'll get on that. I'm gonna start with some talking heads because That seems to be
That's
the
a
way
thing.
to go. That's a thing. Yeah. I googled it. I'm not going to kid you. So let's see how we go with that. But guys, I hope that was useful. Okay, like I said, you can see these kind of classes, these PowerPoints that I'm putting together. So the idea is that when I do our classes with our live traders and our group sessions, I'm going to do a lot of this and a lot more in depth. And I don't know. Hopefully, we're going to try and work out ways that we can get a little bit more of this sort of stuff across to you guys, because there are so many ways you can make your life easier. And I do think we need as much help as possible, because, like I said, institutionally, you had the help. Yeah, I had economists, I had technical analysts, I had risk managers, I had HR, I had when the trains didn't work, I had a taxi to work. So literally everything that they'd give you. So when you're trading for yourself, really important that you get as much help as you can and try and reduce the workload. Okay. Cool. Right.
All right. Well, we really appreciate you being with us today, Tank.
Thanks, Tank.
Pleasure. It's good to see you all again. Nice to see the marble thing is still going.
Yeah. We actually have a marble race coming up. Do you wanna come up with a keyword? But don't say it. Just type it.
For a keyword.
Yeah, a keyword that they have to use to enter the marble race. You can type it in the Video Ninja background stream thingy here.
Stream thingy. That stream thingy.
The stream thingy.
Exactly that.
You're sounding a lot more like me.
True.
Right.
True.
Let me see. Right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And there is the toggle the chat. Let's go with... Does it have to be a single word, does it?
You can make it like 5 words.
One word.
Doesn't matter. Like, go crazy. As many as you want.
Go crazy.
Guys, but we do need to get the stream to 700 likes here before we do that giveaway, because that giveaway is going to be nice, I tell you. We're going to do a 100K growth account and a 25K straight to funded account, okay? Keyword is the link to the Google Drive.
Yikes.
Imagine.
I think that would do. Let's get everyone screaming that from the treetops.
Boy, that's pretty vulgar, Tank. I don't know if we can post that in the... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking in the wrong spot. My bad.
That's the one. Yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, I think it's something that's really quite something to focus on. A lot of people don't particularly care to focus on it, but it's really, really important. So yeah, hopefully we'll see. Guys, shall I? I'll clock out now, I think.
I think so. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Brilliant.
All right. We appreciate you being with us. I think we see you again on Thursday.
Yep.
Yes, I'll be there on Thursday. So,
you better be there.
I'll see you. I'll see you all then. Have a lovely afternoon, and we'll catch up. We'll catch up in a couple of days.
All right.
Thank you for coming on.
Take care, all. Pleasure. Bye for now.
Bye.
Yeah.
Man, Tank just, he'll do a talk and then I'll be like, oh man, he's not topping that next time. And then he does.
Yeah.
It's like really, really impressive.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're getting the giveaway set up in the background. I do want to review the rest of the week really quickly. So again, in terms of data, we had inflation numbers this morning. We got PPI tomorrow, retail sales on Thursday, building permits, housing starts, Michigan consumer sentiment on Friday, and then Netflix kicks off big tech earnings on Thursday. So we've got a lot of potential sources of volatility coming. So we now have our guests for Tuesday. Tomorrow we will have Amos will be joining us. He was with us last week. Then we turn around with Tyler Trades and Coach Tank again on Thursday. And then Friday, guys, last but certainly not least, we have T Trades joining us. So we're really looking forward to that. But boy, obviously we still have plenty of show left for you today, but Joey Morgan and Tank both hit their appearances out of the park. So we really appreciate that. So I feel, I told you, I feel like I need just like a 10-minute meditation session and a cigarette after Trump or Tank's done, because I like there's so much knowledge there. Like I'm not kidding you guys. You are doing yourself a disservice if you don't go back and watch his appearances again and have a pen and a paper near you when they do. Just some outstanding stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, are we ready for our next giveaway thingy?
Well, not yet, because the likes are sitting at 655 and we want 700. So guys, if you haven't already, just take a quick second, smash that like button and get us to 700, because then we're going to give away a 100k growth account as well as a 25k straight to funded account in a marbles race. And now that Vola Trades is in the chat, I mean, we have to do marbles.
We got to do it. We got to do it. Hopefully this marbles doesn't kick me out of this trade. I just went long on the NASDAQ 147.25. So I'm going to keep this one tight just because I am up on the day. It's only one mini. So let's see where this goes. But my stop is about 12 points here.
I was your liquidity, Miriam, on that.
All good, all good.
Yeah, for you.
You're still green on the day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You're good.
Well, small green.
ES is definitely a lot weaker though. ES is weaker, so that's why I'm holding this stop tight. But the reason I took that trade, guys, you can see here, we are holding at VWAP and the 9 EMAs, so I am going to keep my stop pretty tight on this. I don't want this getting below and having a flush through on this candle, so I am expecting or hoping for a bounce at this level here. So that's the reason I took that trade.
All right. Vola said Matt is like, shoot me now, when he said that giveaway thingy.
I was just trying to keep with the motif of the show today.
We're sitting at 680 likes. 20 more, guys. Come on, if you haven't already, smash that like button really quick. Super easy to do, and it's gonna give you a nice giveaway opportunity for a 100k growth account and a 25k straight to funded.
Also, a reminder that Brett told us on Friday, the first person to take a giveaway to a giveaway account to a payout will get their payout matched.
Yep.
Let's go.
Actually, we just got word in the chat before, Matt, that Joker 13 actually passed his 50k eval. So
great.
Nice.
He might be the one. Let's see. Yikes, Mary. My stop loss literally got bottom ticked.
I'm going to move my stop to break even, 49.25, just a little above break. I don't want to take a loss on this. You know what? If they can't push this up, I don't even want to stay in this. But my target is going to be 70. But yeah, I know they've been kind of playing a little bit today.
Like it's your ex there. Like, I don't even want to deal with it.
I don't want to deal with it.
Screw that guy.
I really don't. Oh man. Yeah, this is not the
690 likes now. We need 700. 10 more, guys.
Where it is.
DG passed the 150k growth giveaway, was 1500 away from payout and blew it. No, you almost were the first. Dang it. Sorry to hear. Any lessons that you learned from that?
Yeah, you know, guys, we say many times, you know, like it's not uncommon for people to blow evals. It's not uncommon for people to blow their first or second funded account. But you got to be learning every account. Every account you blow, everything. Make sure you're learning something, because then it's not a waste, right? If you're just YOLOing in and out without any rhyme or reason, and you blow it, you just wasted. Whether it's a free account, when you paid for it, whatever, you wasted it. But as long as you're learning something and you're journaling and you're doing all the things that Tank talks about doing, then I mean, I'm not going to say who cares if you fail it, because it still sucks. But if this account, we want the account you're in right now to be the one that gets you your first payout or multiple payouts. But if it can't be this account, let this be the one that pivots you towards that account, right? Whether it's kicking a bad habit or whatever, something mechanical, something mental, make sure you're getting better with each one.
Absolutely.
Good point.
I know.
Good point.
I-
Yep.
If it wasn't, I wouldn't have said it.
I wouldn't.
Of course, you know.
Awesome.
Hey,
Oh,
2 more likes and we're at 700. We're close. We're close. 2 more like smashers.
Like smashers. That was good. That was good. Oh,
Yeah, it's about the time you need a stretch.
comfortable for this one.
Oh, well. Can we get to 700? Yes, we can. There we go. Okay, guys, as usual.
Mick is so excited when we
I know.
Yeah, because the market is going to drop. I'm going to go into a short now when I mention marbles. So,
And I'll get stopped out. Break
well,
even on this trade.
okay, no problem then. The
Graham's
rules
going to
are
reach to the
simple.
screen and slap the shit out of you. If that's what
The
happens.
rules are simple. In order to participate in this giveaway, you have to like the stream, you have to be subscribed to the channel, and you have to type the keyword once I drop it. Only type it once, don't type it twice, don't type it 3 times, because you are going to get disqualified, okay? The keyword, actually, Coach Tank came up with this, so you probably can guess what it is. The keyword is risk management. 1 word, no space in between, all right? Maybe if you also type sunflower, your chances of winning are increased.
Never forget. Watch, someone's
Bye-bye.
gonna think that's the keyword and go for
Yeah,
it.
well, this sounds like a them problem. Not mine. Hey, Leia, get off my #1 spot. What are you doing up there? Risk management is the keyword. Good luck, everybody. We're actually racing for a 100K growth account and a 25K straight fund account. Miriam, I'm so salty right now. I got bottom ticked on my stop loss.
It is what it is.
Ew.
Welcome to trading.
Ew.
9 EMA though, I'm telling you. That
Yeah,
9
but
EMA.
it did wick below on the 5 minute. Like, actually, good time to talk about that. How do you consider the 9 EMA holding, and when is it broken? Is that when it closes on what time frame below the 9 EMA?
When it's broken,
Yeah, like when do you consider it broken?
I look at the 2 minute.
So 2 minute chart, and when the 2 minute candle closes below the 9 EMA, you would
Yeah.
get out.
Well, that's just dependent on my style though. That's how I trade. Like I trade looking at the 2 minute and the 1 minute. This is going to be so different if you're looking at, a 5 minute chart, right?
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
So, for me, I'm actually monitoring the 3 minute right now on the NASDAQ, but I'm moving my stop to 54. I do want the 70, but I'm looking to see if we can actually clear this level here, because I think if we do, we might have room to 75. So I'll just move my stop to 70 if that's the case. But yeah, I kind of look for like these wicks right here that we got. This was indication for me to, try along. My stop was really tight on this. That's another thing. Like if I go to the 2 minute here, obviously you can see we tried to close below the 2 minute, but we did get a nice like bounce up. So that's why I went long here with a stop below. I actually had my stop at 32. So that's kind of where I went with that. We're trying to clear these orders here at 70. I'm going to move my stop here to 69 or 59. I want to see if 75 can clear as well. Looking at book maps here. Actually, I'm going to leave it at 58.50. Let's see if we can get up to this 77 area and then possibly 85. What I don't want to see is like an engulfing candle that would clear VWAP and then stop me, or the 9 EMA and stop me out. So that's what I'm looking for.
Also, chat, anybody who asked for Coach Tank's spreadsheet, here it is in the chat. Here's the link. I'm only going to post this once, okay? So If you want it, take it now. I'm not gonna post it again.
We're still not able to get to that 15 level on ES. We're like right below it. I actually got stopped out on that trade. You guys can see I got, my God, these entries are just, this is so sad when you see these sort of entries and you get stopped out to the wick. Very, very sad, but you know, it is what it is. I didn't want these trades to go red either. So, I mean, they really weren't going to if I had my stop at break even, but just kind of didn't want to see that get below a certain level. Plus we saw a rejection at that that 9 EMA on ES as well, which is why I got out of that trade. But I think we try to push into this 315 area on ES. If NASDAQ can hold here, I think we start getting the juice. The only thing is there's sellers at 175. It's the only thing.
You know, for all the decent movement we have had today up and down, we are just now kind of consolidating around VWAP here. We'll see if we get a push up to +1 standard dev, which is sitting there at about 186. But yeah, we basically have not broken out of the plus and -1 standard dev band since we dropped back into them shortly after the open for all the ups and downs.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see that contraction come as we move into the lunch hour here.
Mm-hmm. I really do this, but if I don't see the push here, I'm actually going to take my position off and just close this trade completely, because I feel like if they struggle here, they're going to try to struggle getting it above 70. So in fact, I might just move a tighter stop. There we go. 60.75 is my new stop. 61. So I really want to see them push it here.
All right, Drew, whenever you're ready, feel free to pull up the marbles because we got to do some racing here. That should drop the market. Sorry, Miriam.
Naturally.
All right. Cool. Drew, feel free to drop them.
Cool.
Racing for 100K growth account and a 25K straight to funded. Guys, how do we do it?
Wow.
25K straight to funded to the winner and 100K growth to the last one?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
To the biggest loser. Yep.
All right. So 25K straight to funded account goes to the winner, and the 100K growth account goes to last place.
So Nick, my fiance's out of town this weekend. She's heading back to where we're from. So I'm gonna need you to get on a private jet. I want you to go pick up Tank. Then I want you to swing down to Miami, pick up Brett. I'll meet y'all in Chicago with background Nick and Drew, and we'll have a guys' weekend.
Okay. Can we do
I was
Panda?
waiting for my invite. Rude.
Oh,
Okay.
no girls allowed. Come on.
Can we do Panda Express, man? Can we do Panda Express?
We can just stay at Panda Express.
You know what? I'm good.
Nice.
He was all in until we brought
You
up
guys
Panda
can have
Express.
that.
No, your homework assignment is to get to a Cracker Barrel this weekend.
Yeah, clearly.
You're gonna do Cracker Barrel and Panda Express at that place in Chicago or St. Louis. Where is it?
Well, we'll meet up in Chicago. There's more stuff to do up there, but
All right, sounds good. Nice. All right, let's see the race. Who's in the lead here? Who's in the lead?
I take that back. Miriam, you can come, but you got to bring your dude so we can interrogate him.
That's
Okay,
okay.
That's kind of
I'll be
funny. Like I asked who is in the lead, and the winner is me.
I'm dead. That's great.
Nice. So me. You just won a 25K straight to funded account. Congratulations. That's
Nice.
kind of hilarious.
Congrats.
And
No,
then,
actually, all bullshit aside, I got a nice little weekend plan. I think I'm gonna cut the grass.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, probably.
Already thinking about the weekend on a Tuesday?
Yeah, why not?
Tuesday.
I was just searching for something to talk about while the marbles were flying around. What is with these marbles? These things are on meth.
Yep.
I just got stopped out on that at let's see, 74. All right, nice little 30-point trade.
Very nice.
Ish, 28-point trade.
So Drew, let's see who is last place. Who's gonna get the 100K growth account? 100K growth account goes to Sarus Trader. Congratulations. You both won an account. Easy. Just gotta tag him in the chat there. There we go. Make sure to type something in the chat really quick, and also add your email addresses to your YouTube channel description so we can actually reach out to you and send you your free accounts. All right?
Yep. Yeah, got a nice little Saturday planned. Go to Home Depot. Looking forward.
I love Home Depot.
Maybe Bed Bath Beyond. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna have that kind of time. Shout out to my old school Will Ferrell fans out there.
Oh man. Okay.
Okay.
If y'all haven't figured out, I love dropping in just these random obscure movie quotes and see who picks up on it.
I mean, I'm here for it. If I pick up on one of them, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Me too. I just rarely pick up on them. Too young, I guess, Matt.
Yeah, clearly
I don't like the implication of that statement, Nick.
Well, you interpret it how you want to.
Okay, all right. I'm just gonna pretend there was nothing there, nothing meant by that, and it was just something lost in translations between the switch in American culture.
Exactly, that's exactly the case. Because I didn't have better words because I'm Swiss and English is not my.
That's not the same as Swedish. I just assumed.
Oh wow, you're gonna get shit from Leia for that one. Leia is gonna. Give
I had to throw that in there.
Right into the heart. Wow.
Right into the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Oh, I mean, listen, people like Will Ferrell or even Jim Carrey can be an acquired taste here or there, but don't come for Ben Stiller, man. Miriam will come after you because she watches Severance too. So, yeah.
That was a good show. Great show. Now we got to wait 5 years for the next one.
Oh. Don't even get me started on that.
So frustrating. Those are like the worst. Because then you have to rewatch the season.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Yeah, that's specifically why I don't think my fiance and I watched a lot of the episodes of season 2 twice, because we know we're going to have to go back and rewatch it before the third season comes out. They said it wouldn't be as long. They got caught up in the SAG strike and the writer strike and all that coming out of COVID. So, yeah, Sweden and Switzerland unite. Okay, yeah. You and what armies?
Well, dude, you know, fun fact: Switzerland is actually the only country in the world, to my knowledge, that could survive like a nuclear war. Yeah, we have like.
Hey, the way the world's going, you may get to back that up pretty soon.
We have like bunkers. The amount of bunkers that we have in Switzerland, like we could host over, I think, 150% of the population for over a year in the bunkers. It's crazy.
Sounds pretty nice.
Well, in the words of Jerry Seinfeld, good luck with all that.
Drew wants to know what the rent in one of those is. He's like, if it's better, I'm moving.
You know what? I don't know what the rent is, but I can guarantee the healthcare is better than what we got here.
Yeah. That's for sure.
Boundless. I think it was World War II that motivated the bunker builders, or World War I. I don't know. Some World War, I guess.
Wild.
Yeah, Trader King, the Swiss knife is probably not going to do much against the nuke, but Swiss Army knives. So Roost Trader, let me check. That's usually background Nick's work. Yes, your email is visible. You're all good. Background Nick is going to send you your code next week.
Man. All right, well, a little back and forth here in the market. We had a nice initial move to the downside. Well, tried to make a move to the upside on both futures, but ES just got kind of slaughtered here. We're kind of sitting sideways here on ES, still not able to make it above that 315 level. That would have been my target if I didn't get stopped out, which you can see now. That would have been a really nice target so far. But right now, really trying to hold. We did break this trend line, this downside trend line that we had actually on both futures. You could see really nice touches on this trend line on NASDAQ. Another reason why I actually did go long at this 46 area. So right now, it's really just kind of a battle. It's really a battle to, we might be just chopping around in this area. I'm obviously done trading. I made a decent profit on the day, and I'm not looking to overtrade. So here we are just sitting, kind of at these interesting zones. ES, honestly, if we cannot get back above this 315 area, this could come with more downside. ES very clearly the weaker of the two. NASDAQ kind of just like flirting with VWAP as we speak right now, but ES you can see well below VWAP and well below the 9 EMA as well. So here's the thing. This is the line in the sand for me on ES. I did try to take that long there, or I did take that long there at the 300. And you can see we bounced at it really well. We just can't get above this 315 area. So for me, if we come down here and start testing this 300 level again, there's no reason why I can't why we can't break it. I mean, I think this is going to be a little bit of a tough area to break, but we've tested it so many times. You can see here in the overnight session, the Asia session, we had a nice bounce up of that area. But now, I think if we come back down and keep testing it, sellers are going to get aggressive and we're going to start getting this move. I think we could probably see the 90s and then maybe the 68s, right? So let's see what we kind of get in the later session. Obviously, we won't be here with you guys, but we'll be on tomorrow to see what happened in the overnight. But then in terms of NASDAQ's just kind of like squeezing. Honestly, it seems like we can't quite keep above this 80 level, the 75 zone. We did hold this 100 level, which was another reason why I got long on ES here. But this 100 level is going to be also key. We talked about this in the pre-market as well. So if we can come down here, I don't see NASDAQ being the weaker of the two, but if ES keeps dropping here, I don't see why NASDAQ couldn't follow. So going to be an interesting range that we see today. Maybe we'll get a move in the afternoon session. What do you guys think?
I think there is a trend line on the 1 minute that was broken, so I don't know if we get follow through on that or not, but I'm looking for more downside, not gonna lie. Back to the lows, in my opinion, to the 23,100 level. If VWAP breaks, obviously. If VWAP holds to the upside, I mean, I could technically see the 50-minute opening range high, but I'm looking for more downside, not gonna lie. I'm looking for bearish setups here.
Yeah, we'll see. Mimi Sai, I see your question up there. So first of all, I rarely trade on stream. I make several trades. I've got a few under my belt behind the scenes. I'm a little above break even for the day. I'm always working on an eval or two or a funded account or two, and then I have a personal account that I have not traded as much since we started the stream. I do think it's Mary and Nick are a lot more active traders than I do, so I'm very content to kind of let them lead the way when it comes to that. And I think it's important you see the success that we have, whether it's latency allows you to participate or not. But I always have a rule that if I'm going to like play a trade in here or announce a trade or something like that, I need to be able to give the entry beforehand for anyone. Not that we tell you to jump along with us, but we understand that's part of the ride, right? So if I can't do that, if it's a sudden entry, I don't want to throw that out there. So yeah, and you saw last Friday we kind of hit something nice together. I didn't trade much yesterday, period. I think I made 2 trades in various accounts yesterday. And today I haven't seen anything that jumps out to the point where I feel like I can ride something for 30, 40, 50 points. And do that. But yeah, there is some restraint involved in that. And I probably only take 3 to 4 trades in my large personal brokerage account per week, just because I'm very protective of that capital. But I'm like all you guys, I'm always got some funded accounts or evals I'm working on behind the scenes. But yeah, so I appreciate the admire the restraint. I wish I was restrained as restrained as I appeared. But honestly, in this game, guys, I know everyone, you hear people say, oh, you just gotta work with one, with a firm so you get to a live account, or you should just take payouts until you can build out your own account. Why are you limiting yourself? Right? Like we always talk about, Nick, you're an entrepreneur. You've had businesses in the past. Having multiple revenue streams is always important, right? So if I can have, a funded account or two that I'm working towards payouts, if I can have my personal account that I'm building up, and then the live account that I have here with Tradeify, it's potential for multiple income streams when it comes to just trading. And I do like to segregate accounts by strategy because it helps me track things a lot better, right? So if I'm testing out a new strategy and it bombs out 2 evals, well, it needs to, at the very least, it needs to go back to the drawing board, most likely in the toilet at that point. But there's other things that, this is working. Let me get this, obviously if a strategy that I'm testing makes it to a payout stage, even if it's just a few $100 or a couple $1,000 payout, that's something I probably want to tweak and eventually deploy in my personal account. My personal account or the Tradeify live account, it's going to be almost exclusively strategies that I have multiple months or multiple years of experience with. But it is important, again, like I said, for, especially for Miriam and Nick, who are momentum traders or a little more active traders, to show you that difference in style. So just a little aside on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to mention too, guys, I know Coach Tank had shared that Excel spreadsheet. So just make sure that you are actually downloading a copy of that and not trying to become editors of that, because that is not going to work. So make sure you are just downloading a copy.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So really great points. I mean, and that's the thing too, Matt. Like we all have our own strategies. We all, kind of came into this sphere, I guess you could call it, where, we had our own setups, we had our own, like just ways that we would trade by ourselves, and whether it was with other groups or whatever it is, like we had our own system. And then coming on the stream, it kind of like changes things a little bit, because now we're talking to you guys, we're interviewing, we're in a different sort of scenario, to where even for me, like I told you guys, like I'm a very aggressive trader. I'm a very aggressive trader, and a lot of times like I could be in a trade for seconds, and so to be on the stream and kind of trade a little bit differently and really wait for these like longer setups with you guys, it is a little bit different, right? And so that's another thing that's also nice too, is seeing Matt and Nick's strategies, seeing how they trade, seeing what they see. We're all looking at the same charts, but we're analyzing it a little bit differently. So it's nice to have that sort of I guess help, as you can call it, that maybe I wouldn't see something that Nick or Matt would see, right? So it really is kind of a change in our own routines too, but at the same time, like it also, for me at least, helps as well, because before I talk to you guys, I tell you guys, like I talk through my trades out loud. Even when I'm by myself, I talk through what I'm seeing. It helps me remove the bias of what I think is going to happen, and really just go through like, all right, what is actually in front of me? All right, it looks like buyers are stepping in here. All right, it looks like the volume's coming in. Maybe I should, so it's really helpful for me to talk through that, and it just kind of validates that further when I'm able to talk to you guys too as well. And I hope that's helpful. I hope it is helpful when we are talking through our trades out loud. I know it helps me, so hopefully it's adding value to your guys' trading day as well.
Yeah, and also, guys, you don't see us take trades, whether they're on screen or and if we're announcing them or if we're putting the P&L on the screen. Those are live money trades, right? Like that's, and I don't have a problem. I know there's places or influencers that will, as long as they're upfront about what they're trading and where they're trading, I don't necessarily have a problem with them treating evals or trade. But guys, you see something on the screen, you see that P&L, on the top of the screen. Those are real money trades. That's real money. Like there's nothing that bugs me more. I wasn't super active on Twitter before I took this job, and kind of pulled the account out of mothballs and started tweeting a little bit. But like, there's nothing that irritates me more, because when you go to the For You feed, it's showing so I get a ton of trading stuff, because I mostly only follow fellow traders and get guests on the show and people at Tradeify, et cetera. So I'll get recommended posts or tweets or whatever the fuck they are now, about like I saw one the other day. I'm not in this, I'm not necessarily picking on anybody. I'm not going to say who it is, but it was like that they made. It was like, I don't know, it's like 20,000, but it was all, it was from Mr. 20 accounts, and it was just copy traded across 20 accounts. You can't pull that money out. So don't tell me you just made 20,000 trading. You didn't. Now, if you had said 20,000 in this, and I can take 5,000 of this for a payout or whatever. I don't know the rules at other places, but like, don't brag about money that's not there, right? Like that really irritates me. It's something, again, I've been in this business for almost 10 years now as just an educator, from, basic moderation up to, hosting this show. And, yes, misrepresentation and misdirection is all too common. And guys, there are a number of people out there who do this very legitly and are very good at it, and they choose to use companies like Tradeify to trade. And I say that's outstanding. I told you can reduce your own personal risk with that. You're risking blowing maybe a couple $100 account as opposed to tens of thousands of dollars as your own money is from somebody who lost tens of thousands of his own money. Trust me, that sucks. So I have no issue with that. But at the same time, we aim, and this was something that really, to be honest, attracted me to this job, was that they were very upfront about being transparent with the real money and all that kind of stuff. So that's, when Tradeify tweets out that Merriam has $10,000 day, or, last Friday when all three of us were green, that's real money. So don't get it fucked up when it comes to that kind of stuff. We're showing you all the ups and downs with that. But, when Merriam and Nick are killing it on almost a daily basis, do I feel the need to jump in there for something that's not like a prime setup? Nah, I really don't. So, but yeah, I just want you guys to know that, and that's one of the reasons, like, I'm really excited for what we're building at Tradeify TV. And I'll be honest, guys, we're way ahead of where I think even our most optimistic projections had us in terms of, the people that come here day after day after day. We love you all. But just know you're getting a more quality stream, because we're, when you see us doing something on screen, it's real damn money, no excuses, no misdirection. And that's just how we do things here.
Yeah. I love it. I love trading with you guys. I think it's a lot of fun, and being able to be number one, and Nick getting all mad about that. And, obviously he's using my strategies and my 9 EMA. I mean, that's all fine. Whatever.
I'm not going to talk to you anymore. Nah, this shit is rigged.
Obviously, that's why I'm number one.
This shit is rigged.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, to be honest. I really don't.
The thing is with the system, that's so fucked, because the XPs, they don't update in real time, right? So if I'm at 300 XP first and then you're there second, you're going to be ahead of me, even though you came there second. It makes no sense.
Really?
I said I didn't want number 3, and I was like, I'm coming after that.
That doesn't mean you get number 1. Like, what the hell?
Why not?
Because it's mine, okay? It is mine.
And this is what we're bitching about on stream, Nick. Come on.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly.
I love how you didn't even get moved to number 2. You're like number 3.
That's my point. Like, give me number 1 back. I'm
awesome.
the number 1 fan of Tradeify TV.
Oh man.
It
Thanks,
doesn't
Bogey
work.
Trades. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I took a loss yesterday, guys. That was a pretty hefty loss I took. And for me, it's like I take a trade and I see it. Yesterday was just not giving me entries. Today I actually got really good entries, just kind of lacking on the follow through a little bit. But this is one of those examples where, like, I'm not going into the week like, okay, I'm down and I have to make this money back. I'm just going to make my trades and see what happens. And, like, that's the biggest confidence killer ever, is like, definitely starting the week off red is not the easiest, but you have to be able to brush it off and just say, like, all right, I'm going to go into the next week. I'm going to go in every single day is a new day. That's the thing. Even if you make, like, the days that I made those 5-figure trades, like, I went into the next day with a new mind, like a new head, right? You have to completely remove those trades, whether it's a loss, whether it's a win, and just see it as a completely blank slate and just be like, all right, now what do I see? Because that's the biggest thing, is like, if you go in with overconfidence, right? Matt, you kind of mentioned this earlier, is like, if you have a really solid week or a really solid trade or whatever the day before, and you go into it with overconfidence, oh, now you're just like on cloud 9. You're like, yeah, I made 10K, 20K, whatever, like the previous week, I'm going to go into it, full ham. And then you get completely wiped out. And that's what's going to hurt you. That's what's going to ruin you. I always tell you guys, like, don't be on too high of an extreme here and then too low on an extreme here. You want to be balanced. You want to be in the middle. And so for me, you know, it was a great day. Yesterday was not. I'm still technically down on the week, but if I look at my month, I'm still up on the month. So you got to look at it from different perspectives and just, you know, tell yourself and ask yourself like, hey, did I trade my plan? Did I execute well? Did I stick to my limits? And if the answer is yes, then you had a good day, whether you took a loss or not. So I appreciate that that comment that you had there, bogey trades.
Yeah, no, I'm not buying it. I got you throwing monitors out windows, cursing people out, and all that afterwards.
Well, this is bringing the market down, so clearly it's not liking what I'm saying.
Your man on his phone, Mom, come pick me up. I'm scared.
Mom, pick me up. I'm scared. I love it. See, that's one I'll get. That's one I definitely get. From Mean Girls, I love it. But yeah, well, let's see what we got. Right now we are, ES still looking weak. I'm really curious if they try to break this 300 level here on ES. You guys can see this is very clear.
ES is way weaker than NQ right now.
Yeah, it's been the weak one. I mean, even this trend line that we broke on the 30-minute at 330, 327 was so clean. I mean, look at that. Even the retest back at VWAP, and then the rejection here. This is honestly, I might start trading ES a little bit. I do feel a lot calmer, even though earlier the trade was kind of pissing me off. But you know, I do feel a lot better.
You say that now, you'll take a small loss on the first trade. You'll be like, fuck this thing.
Just like chuck everything away.
Get this shit off my screen. Slow ass ES.
Oh,
Drinking matcha angrily. Yeah.
I want a meme created with that. Just me like this.
Can somebody get on top of that, please, in the chat? Create a meme.
Oh, that's funny. That's really funny.
So let's get a poll up, Drew. Let's get a NQ versus ES poll up here in the chat. I want to see actually because I see
it's not even going to be close. My fellow NQ degenerates are going to carry this one.
Honestly,
well, let's see.
I got it 80% NQ. I say that, and people are going to do ES just to mess with me. But yeah, be honest on this one. TJ, all of the live streams on YouTube. Hey, listen, I will say this, TJ. One of our competitors, I highly recommend to my sister to help my niece sleep at night. It works every night, so you can go ahead and do with that what you will.
Choose your fighter, NQ or
ES. ES respect these levels so well, and I mean it's so much. In my opinion, it's just a lot easier to get entries than on NASDAQ. NASDAQ moves, don't get me wrong. NASDAQ will move and it'll move and have the momentum and it'll pay well. But ES is more just like, if you're first starting out, honestly, start with ES. The levels are going to be cleaner. The levels are, you know, the entries I feel like are going to be just smoother. You know, you're in for a smoother ride. It's a little bit slower, yes, of course, but you know, you get 50 points on every mini and then every micro is $5. So you know, you can still make really good money with ES. Even a 10-point move on ES is very significant. And you can see we clearly made more than a 10-point move on this downside here. So if you stayed in that, then you got a nice profit on the day. Ah, 66-30 split.
Yeah, clearly NQD gens in the chat.
Those are my people.
Well, my people as well. All our people. I would argue we do have the best chat in this industry.
Of course we do. It's not even close.
Yeah, that's very obvious.
Except for that person that's on number 1, I think we should kick her out.
Man, you're like really taking this shit personally. He's gonna be blowing up the group chat later too. Like, I can't believe I wasn't number 1 today.
Yeah. And then he starts just
Think about it.
Vigorously marble trading.
He's gonna
about
spam the group text just to make sure he's number one there.
But hey, I mean, Matt, think about it. If that is my biggest problem in life, I mean, I'm a happy man. You
Hey,
know?
that's true. That's true. Perspective is everything.
But I really want that number one. I mean, not gonna lie.
That being said, fuck all of you.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this 30-minute on NASDAQ is just not it.
Hey, girly trader, can you check who number one is, please? Just really quick. Want to see.
I don't see what you're talking about, so
Like, I mean, just go on that leaderboard and
I don't
check
know
real
him.
quick. I mean, come on, guys.
Okay,
Who
Mariah.
was cooking?
Thank you. I don't know her.
You don't know her. Maybe
She's
she lives in
funny.
LA.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done spamming the chat now, guys. We do have some 15 minutes to answer some questions. So if anybody has questions in the chat, feel free to type that in.
We do also need to put it out there, the fact that we as moderators in the chat are not subject to the slow mode. So it's kind of a cheat code there.
But we're hosting at the same time, so that's kind of like in balance, you know.
Is it though?
Well, maybe a little bit. Anyways, Trader King, no, I did not forget to go on a walk today. I actually did a 12-kilometer run in the morning, which already got me my 12K steps. So.
Do you run every morning?
No.
No, some mornings he jumps out of planes.
Yeah.
No, I have like 3 runs a week and 3 workouts a week. So, not all runs. I don't like running. For all you Americans, 12K is 7.5 miles, I think.
6.2, I believe. Oh, 12K?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Never mind.
Kilometers.
We go by.
It's
Equal numbers.
7.45645 miles.
Good for you. That's not easy. That's the reason I decided to do my marathon, because I hate running. What'd you say?
If you go really slow, it is actually easy.
Yeah, if you walk it.
Exactly. Didn't say how fast I ran.
That's fair.
Oh man. All right, TJ, Simple Trading. I know y'all are discretionary traders, but what is your opinion on automated algo trading? Matt, I feel like this is a good question for you.
Well, I mean, any kind of automated or algo trading is coming from strategies that are programmed to it. So I understand the question. I would dispute that there's much of a difference. Now, that being said, algos execute with no emotion. So if you can find a strategy with a statistical edge and you have the ability to automate it, it's well worth a try. Now, there's a lot of things that algos are in automated trading. They are exactly what they are. They will follow the rules 100% of the time. There's not always exceptions made for low volume unless you program it in, or you get to the point, I think, where there's so many variables that it's it can be a little more difficult. But I know people that have automated their strategies. Some do pretty well with it. But I also know, at least those that I know that are successful with automated strategies, are also constantly tweaking those automated strategies, and so it's just a different way of doing the work. But yes, there can be an advantage to that, in that the machine doesn't have any emotions. It just executes what you tell it to. So yeah.
All right, we have a new supply zone sitting here on ES. This is going to be in play for tomorrow if we can't possibly get back up here today. But this is what I'm looking at. The only thing I don't like is this tail that we have on this candle. But this could be a possible rejection zone. Oh, lo and behold, look where we sit, right at this 333 area that we tried to hold above, and we just could not do it. So I know it's quite large of a zone, but this is going to be in play for tomorrow. So we might have another one actually possibly developing here on maybe the 30 minutes. So we'll see what we get. But I do like these. This is kind of how I create my zones too. NASDAQ has one here on the 30-minute as well. You guys can see a nice basing candle and then a nice drop. We did kind of come back and retest that area. So it's not as fresh as I'd like it to be, but still an area that I'll be looking for tomorrow as well. So let's say here, nice squeeze that we got on the NASDAQ too. Right here, you can see this nice downward trend line, an upward trend line as well. So either break to either direction might be a nice move. If we break this 100, it's going to be a nice shot to 23,050.
Yeah, there is quite some room there.
Actually, I like this 30-minute better on ES, but same sort of levels. I'm going to
do have on NQ, we do have the 23,067 level, it's previous day high. But I think we could go down to 50. I agree with you, Mary.
Yeah, this is just an awkward area to place a trade. Right now, you know, we just keep rejecting this 80 level on NQ. You can see really nice resistance here. I don't even have to draw a line. You guys can see, you know, we've had this resistance here, look above and fail, finally broke through, broke it, and then now we're just holding it as resistance, continuing to do so. So you know what, I might actually place a little resistance line there so you guys we can all be aware of that for tomorrow as well, the rest of the week. Actually, I like this level too. It's 44.39 area. Yeah, just not really a place I'd be looking to initiate a trade. I think especially where ES is at. ES very much looks like it wants to break this 300 level. If we get that, I don't see why NASDAQ couldn't be at, you know, close to 100 here. So just a weird area. A lot of divergences between the indices, and yeah, it could be kind of hard. But we do have some data as well for next week. Let's take a look at that. And I know earnings are still happening as well. So we have, let's see, today's Tuesday. We got some, we got some Fed heads speaking today as well. So be mindful of that. We still have Colin speaking, or no, he already spoke. Never mind. We have Fed member Logan speaking in the aftermarket here, but then Wednesday, tomorrow, we have PPI coming out in the pre-market as well. So make sure that you are aware of that before you enter any trades. That's going to be at, what is that? 8:30 Eastern. And then we do have some Fed members speaking, Fed member Hammock, Barr, and Williams speaking tomorrow. And then we have the Beige Book coming out, not a red folder news, but something that could possibly move a little bit. We have crude coming out at 10:30, and then Barr speaking at 10. On Thursday, we have retail sales coming out in the pre-market as well. And then not any really news at 10 a.m. We have natural gas at 10:30, and then Waller speaking at, what is that? Right after the market closes. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Friday, we have University of Michigan consumer sentiment. Usually we do see a move. I know it's not a red folder news, but we typically do see a movement on that drop. So also be mindful of that. Definitely a busy week, though. We got a busy week.
Yeah, we really do. And I think, again, there's going to, you know, there were some nothing huge tariff news or anything like that. We did apparently reach a trade deal with Indonesia. So, okay. So we'll see what else comes to that. But I think at the end of this week, if there's not something done with the big boys, we're really going to turn our attention to that latest deadline on August 1st before we see what happens here. But yeah, it's going to be it's going to be, again, we saw it was a lot better action today than yesterday. There was a lot more opportunities, whether you took them or didn't. So I'm anticipating the rest of the week to be pretty good with this as well. But again, we're always going to have to keep our eyes and ears open for any sort of tariff news or Trump tweets or anything like that. It's just the nature of the markets that we're in right now.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen.
I love it. This is why we're all here.
We are. Well, guys, I think I think it's about that time again. Boy, the chat was cooking today. You guys had some great questions, some great comments. We had some fun together. We made some money together. Big special thank you to Joy Morgan for coming on today. Also a big thank you to Coach Tank, who will be back on Thursday. Guys, again, I'm not being like funny or facetious. Get your ass back there and watch his presentation again with a pen and a paper. As I've always said, that is a trader hack. Always have it within reach. Have it right here. So if anything that you see, especially in this show, right? Like, we trade, we have fun, but we also drop some nice little knowledge nuggets from time to time. So if you hear anything worth writing down, please do that. But that was something I did throughout mostly the first 3 or 4 years of my career. Anytime I watched a webinar or any kind of broadcast, even if it's something you have no idea if it's helpful or not, right? Like I watched a lot of the financial news networks when I first started, and it took me a couple of years to learn that those are complete bullshit and they're just entertainment rather than actual. Once I saw Jim Cramer's fund's performance against the broader S&P, that's all I needed to know. I think he's underperformed it like 11 years running or something like that. But, so it is what it is on that, guys. But we certainly appreciate you guys. We do have the best chat here, and you guys are absolutely amazing. So I think it is time to wrap up another edition of Tradeify TV. Amos is joining us tomorrow. Tyler Trades is joining us on Thursday. T Trades is joining us on Friday. One outstanding guest after another. So, you are tuning into the best damn prop firm stream out there, and I will shout that to the rafters until we're number one, and I'll keep shouting it after. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and now let's go around the horn to say our goodbyes. First off to the European land and Swiss Nick.
Yeah, appreciate Matt. Thank you guys. Thank you, Matt and Miriam, for today. Thank you, chat, for today. We love you. It's fun. It's fun to fight for number one. By the way, speaking of number one, if you could check that leaderboard really quick, that would really help. However, we had a good day in the markets. Little green day for me. For Miriam's standards, it's also a little green day for her, but it's also a really good green day. Very well done. And I'll see you tomorrow, guys. It's gonna be a good stream again. As Matt said already, we have some banger guests this week. Started today already, and it's gonna be fire. So as usual, let's end the stream with the loving, stranger hugging words of our one and only curly trader Machamami.
I do have to say, I do love the way that you outro me. So I appreciate that. You can have the number one spot if you want, but appreciate you guys all for appreciate you guys for all hopping on here on another episode of Tradeify TV. Again, if you haven't already, please subscribe and share this with a friend. Make sure you also like it so we can continue to provide more value to you and get out there in the interwebs. But as always, guys, make sure you are practicing gratitude. Make sure that you are practicing mindfulness. There is more to trading than just making money. Go hug a stranger if you want, but make sure you take your hot girl walk, maybe in 12K race if you really feel up for it. But either way, get out there. It's all about just enjoying life. And so we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Go be great.
You guys.